for the two ball clubs. We start with the Wingate Bulldogs. Leading off at second base, McCann Melt. Hitting second at third base, Michael Dancy. The catcher, Logan McNeely, hits third. Hitting fourth and in left field, Ted Bryant. Hitting fifth, the designated hitter, Garrett Christopher. Hitting sixth, the right fielder, Cameron Caraway. Hitting seventh, the first baseman, Andrew McKay. Hitting eighth, the shortstop, Carson-Newman. Hitting ninth, the center fielder, Justin Gott. Pitching for Wingate is the right-hander, Tucker Dula. And now the starting lineup for the Newberry Wolves. Leading off the designated hitter, Zachary Lyle. Hitting second, the first baseman, Luke Moore. Hitting third, the right fielder, Jack Harris. Hitting fourth, the third baseman, Aiden.
This is the 2021 Pilot Flying J South Atlantic Conference Baseball Tournament Championship. 8 teams. 5 days. One champion. From Smokies Stadium, this is the 2021 Pilot Flying JSAC Baseball Tournament.
Greetings, salutations, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to Smokies Stadium in Kodak, Tennessee, where the nightcap between the third-seeded Newberry Wolves and the fourth-seeded Wingate Bulldogs set to take place. Hello, everyone. I'm Adam Cavalier. Just delighted that you have joined us for this one, and it has already been a busy day here at the ballpark at Smokies Stadium. Catawba and Carson-Newman move on in the winners bracket. Indians, big winners, 12-0 over Coker earlier today, while the Eagles scored 7 unanswered runs to beat Tusculum. Winner of this one gets Carson-Newman tomorrow night at 6:30, while the loser will play in an elimination game against Catawba. Wingate and Newberry, these teams battled in a 4-game slate earlier this year. It was the Wolves prevailing 3 games to 1 over the Bulldogs. And you get a look at that Wingate starting lineup with 3 straight honorable mention all-conference performers, Mellett, Dansky, and McNeely to lead things off. And they will have to contend with Newberry's starter, Joe LaFiora. LaFiora, lefty with a 4.7 ERA, stands in, rocks and fires the first pitch to McCann Mellett, who swings and tips it foul, and we are underway at 7:20 p.m. Just a smidge behind schedule. Look at LaFiora's numbers, 2-1 on the year with the 44 innings of work. Decent strikeout to walk ratio, 43-13. LaFiora deals, and Mellett swings and misses, and he's in a 0-2 hole. No balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff batter, McCann Mellett. Senior hitting .325 on the year, making his 38th consecutive start. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Catcher drops the ball, throw down to first from Clements, a tad high, but Orr goes up to snag it. And Mellett down on strikes with the strikeout complete, 2-3. So 1 up, 1 down, solid start for LaFiora. And there's quickly 1 away in the top of the first with no score. Sends Michael Dansky to the plate. Dansky, the freshman, .366 batter. For an honorable mention, all-SAC selection at third base. LaFiora winds and delivers, and Dansky takes a breaking pitch low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Newberry and the Icy Whites as the home team and the higher seed. The pitch, fouled off to the left. 1-1 to Dansky. White tops, white trousers for the Wolves. Scarlet lettering on the front and back of the uniforms with white caps with a red bill. LaFiora wheels and deals the 1-1. Swing and a miss. And to pitch down, Dansky in a 1-2 hole. LaFiora Working from the third base side of the slab. Peers down Clements for the sign and pitches. Breaks outside for ball 2, 2-2. Wingate blue tops, white pants, gold numbers on the front and back for the Bulldogs, with a blue batting helmet for Dansky. Third baseman stands in, lefty. Waits the pitch. Takes the pitch up for a ball, and that loads the count. 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. To Dansky. On base 46% of the time here in his freshman campaign. The lefty, LaFiora, wheels and deals. Dansky hangs it high, deep into the atmosphere to right center field. Tracking under it is the center fielder, Terrence. And he settles under it to make the grab deep in the alleyway. Big park here at Smokies Stadium. 330 to left, 320 to right, 400 to straightaway center. And there's 2 away for the catcher, Logan McNeely, to work with. Sophomore hitting .306 on the year. 10 doubles, 2 triples, 3 bombs for the Bulldogs. As he takes right down Broadway for a strike to open up the at-bat. 0-1. Base is empty for the Bulldogs. Top of the first with no score. McNeely. Righty on lefty matchup as LaFiora pitches. Down and in for a ball. 1-1. When these teams got together in the regular season, it was tight. LaFiora winds and delivers the 1-1. On the outer half at the belt for a strike. 1-2. Wolves took 3 out of 4. One game won 3-1, then took a pair of 1-run wins in the 9 and the 7-inning games to follow. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a foul, hit back to the screen. Count holds at 1 ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Base is empty, and the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. LaFiora locked and loaded. He faces the minimum in the top of the first, and there's no score after a half inning of action here at Smokies Stadium. Back after this on SAC Live.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela burns it.
An incredible finish by Hall. The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org/opportunity.
Back at Smokies Stadium, Adam Cavalier happy to have no score, bottom of the first, and Zachary Bales will try to get things started for Wingate's Bulldogs, or for Newberry's Wolves, pardon me. Bales, the designated hitter, .275 batter on the year, not an everyday guy in the lineup. His 21st appearance and his 14th start will come against the right-hander Dula, who rocks and fires the first pitch on the outer half for a strike, 0-1. Bales, 11 hits across his 40 at-bats this year. Righty stands in against the right-hand hurling Dula, who rocks and fires off the plate away for a ball. It's 1-1. Gorgeous night here at Smokies Stadium. Temperatures have dropped down a little bit, and a nice blanket of gray cloud cover in the atmosphere as the candles are aflame here at the park. Dula, the 1-1. And Bales wears that square on his back. So he gets plunked. And that's the first base runner of the day for either team. The second look just right in the small of the back. That sends Orr to the plate. Orr. Lefty batting .351, but .358 with runners on base. Decent lead at first and runner on the move. Bales takes off for second. The throw from McNeely, airmailed into center field, but Bales stays put. So he swipes second successfully, his third stolen base in as many attempts. Let's get a second look at it here. McNeely's throw way over the head of the shortstop Simpson. McNeely behind the plate. Third to first, the Bulldogs go Dansky, Simpson, Mellett, and McKay. And in the outfield, Bryant, Guy, and Caraway left to right. So Bales in scoring position. Dula looks the runner back. That's what Newberry makes teams do. Pay attention to the base paths. Sixth nationally with nearly 2.5 stolen bases per game. That's the most in the league as well. The pitch bunted, third base line, scooped up by Dansky. His only play is to first, and he completes the putout. 5-3 to McKay, but it goes down as a 5-3 sack bunt. And that moves Bales over to third base with one out. Newberry trying to small ball across a run here in the bottom of the first with Jack Harris to the plate. RBI opportunity here for the right fielder, who's hitting .466 this year with runners in scoring position. Harris taps the front of his helmet, waggles the bat through the zone, and the right-hander ready to face out against Dula, who pours in a strike at the belt. 0-1. No balls, one strike, one out. No score, bottom of the first, but the Wolves are threatening. Dula from the first base side of the slab in the stretch. Pitches, and there's a swing and a miss. Harris in a 0-2 hole. Dula trying to battle back in a ton of different ways that the Wolves can score. Bales from third. Outfield for the Bulldogs pinched in. Lines are wide open if Harris can poke one that direction. Dula deals, and Harris tips it foul. No balls, two strikes and out. Newberry with a runner in scoring position in spite of not registering a hit in the inning. Bales led off, got plunked, stole second, moved to third on a sacrifice bunt from Luke Orr. And now Harris trying to bring him home with his 36th RBI of the season. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three, and Hunter Dula. Perfect time to dial up his 53rd K of the season. There's two away for Aiden Bauer. Harris just didn't have it timed up perfectly. So Aiden Bauer looking for a two-out knock, hitting .292 with two away this season. .336 hitter for the year. Nearly identical, his numbers, with a runner in scoring position. Still working with Bales on third as the pitch comes in high for a ball. 1-0. Got Gary Keller calling the balls and strikes behind the plate. Lindy Hall, the umpire at first base. Bobby Dunnigan, man second, and Frank Barlow's at third. The 1-0 tipped foul, and it's 1-1. Eleven pitches here in the bottom of the first for Hunter Dula. Working very pitch efficient for the Bulldogs with two out, and Bales on third for Wingate. Dula from the first base side, stretches and pitches a smidge low. That's 2-1 to Bauer. Two balls, one strike, two out. Runner on third. Newberry trying to manufacture a run with no score here in the bottom of the first. Dula, the pitch. Downstairs for ball three. Bauer in front in the count. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Wingate's outfield shifts a smidge to the right, looking for Bauer to pull. Dula sets at the belt, stretches and pitches. Bauer slashes it to second, gloved by Mellett. Throw to first in time, 4-3. The putout recorded, and the Wolves strand a base runner. Newberry can't drive in Bales as Bauer grounds out 4-3 to finish the frame. No score after a half inning. This is SAC Live.
What defines a truly distinguished university? Visionary leadership, innovative teaching and learning, compelling evidence of success, a flexible learning environment. These are the traits that have made Anderson University one of 200 schools in the world to be chosen as an Apple School of Distinction. Anderson University, knowledge for the journey.
You're right, that's a 5th floor problem.
Not in my house. No. Not today.
Jimmy, how happy are folks who save hundreds of dollars switching to Geico?
Happier than Dikembe Mutombo blocking a shot.
Nice.
Get happy. Get Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Jed Bryant leads things off for Wingate in the top of the second inning with no score as LaFiora pitches. A tad high for a ball to open up the at-bat. The pitch. Tad down, ball 2. LaFiora overpowering in the top of the first with a pair of strikeouts to Mellett and McNeely. Bryant, 243 batter for the left fielder, swings and tips the third pitch foul. It's 2-1. Two balls and one strike. The shortstop Allman shifted deep into the hole at short as Bryant gets a hold of one. Deep into the atmosphere to left. Back to the wall and off the scoreboard on a bounce. Jed Bryant goes yard with a no-doubt dinger to left, his 5th of the season. And Wingate grabs the early lead, 1-0. That ball was hit hard, high, and long. And Bryant absolutely cremated that one. 1-0 Bulldogs, and Gary Christopher to the plate, trying to keep the good times rolling as LaFiora deals a strike on a breaking pitch. Second look, Bryant just absolutely walloped it. And not a prayer for Butler and left to make a play on that one. The 0-1. This one is smoked into right, sinking quickly in front of Harris. Christopher bats himself aboard with a base hit. And after LaFiora looked untouchable to start off, a home run and a base hit to right from Gary Christopher have the Bulldogs in business here in the top of the second. Lefty Christopher slashes his 20th hit of the season into right. This brings up Cameron Caraway. Freshman hitting .260. Hasn't been used frequently, just his 13th start of the year. But he's hitting 40 points higher with runners on base. Has Christopher on first. Modest lead with 1 stolen base on the year. LaFiora from the stretch in the third base side of the rubber. Wheels and deals. And Caraway takes a hack late to fall into a 0-1 hole. Caraway, 19 strikeouts against 6 walks on the season. Has driven in 14 runs here in his freshman campaign. The 0-1. Breaks away for a ball. Didn't miss by much. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wingate in business. 1-0 off the leadoff jack from Jed Bryant. LaFiora sets at the belt and deals. Down and away for a ball. 2-1. Adam Cavalier, just elated to have you here on SAC Live. For the Pilot Flying J SAC Baseball Championships, winner of this one gets Carson-Newman in the nightcap tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. The loser plays in an elimination game against Catawba. It won't be an elimination game for Catawba as LaFiora checks on Christopher at first. Indians prevailed 12-0 over Coker to start the day, while Carson-Newman downed Tusculum 8-6. LaFiora, the 2-1, sets at the belt and pitches. Off the plate away. Ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. LaFiora, a 14-pitch first inning. Nearly equaling that here in inning number 2. Home run and a single to start off. Nobody out and 1 on for the Bulldogs. The stretch of the pitch. 3-1. Outside. Free pass. Caraway aboard on a base on balls. Christopher over to second base. And there's 2 on for Wingate to try to extend a 1-0 lead with Andrew McKay. McKay hitting .265 out of the 7 hole. But he has not been Wingate's most productive player with situations with runners. .238 with runners on base, .222 with runners in scoring position. Works with Christopher on second, Caraway on first. LaFiora winds and delivers. Swung on and missed. Infield was crashing. Case McKay elected to drop down a bunt. Orr was halfway down the line from first for the Wolves. Bauer, Allman lands down Orr. Third to first for Newberry. Butler, Terrence, and Harris left to right across the outfield. Clements doing the catching for the Wolves. LaFiora works with 2 on, nobody out. Sets and pitches. Just outside for a ball, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out for the Bulldogs, top of the second. 1 run already across on a no-doubt dinger from Jed Bryant. Steps off does LaFiora. Pressure put on him by Wingate. Home run, single, walk. And now McKay trying to get a timely knock. The 1-1. Check swing. Hits the zone anyway. 1-2. Wingate had to wait until game 4 of the series with Newberry, way back at the tail end of February, to collect a win over the Wolves, and did so 7-6 in the 9-inning finale. The 1-2 on the way. Drops low and in. That evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. And Wingate trying to play add-on after the leadoff blast from Jed Bryant. McKay. Grips his black bat. This righty versus lefty matchup. The lefty LaFiora. Rocks and fires. Swung on and missed. And LaFiora fans his third of the day. Strikeout number 46 of the year for the sophomore Joe LaFiora. And there's one away for Carson-Simpson. Simpson works with Christopher on second, Caraway on first, and a modest lead for both those players. LaFiora continues to work from the stretch on the third base side of the slab. Checks the runner at second, sights the sign and pitches. On the outer black at the belt for a strike, 0-1. Simpson, .316 hitter for the year. With 20 driven in. Got an RBI opportunity here with Christopher on second. 1 out of every 4 chances he has with a runner in scoring position, he delivers. Simpson. That pitch on hold. Nothing in 1. And LaFiora sets and deals. Breaks low for a ball, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 1-0. Wingate in the driver's seat here in the top of the second inning. Thanks to the Jed Bryant blast to left, his 5th of the year. A Christopher single and a Caraway walk followed. Then McKay struck out, the 1-1. Hit high in the air by Simpson to right toward the line. Harris settling under it. Makes the grab, tagging up initially, but now retreating to second is Caraway. Great throw from Harris to hold the runners. And there's quickly 2 away. So LaFiora has really settled in, and he'll face it off against the 9-hole batter, Justin Guy. LaFiora, 2 hits and the run allowed, up to 34 pitches on the day. He's needed 20 so far in this inning alone. Those 3 strikeouts loom awfully large, including the one of McKay, with nobody out earlier this inning. Now 2 away after the flyout for Simpson, and Guy will try to get the first 2-out hit of the day for either team. The pitch on the way and low for a ball, 1-0. Guy, 19 knocks and 80 at-bats this season. Looking for a timely hit here with 2 on and 2 out. Check of the runner, but nobody covering the bag as Christopher ambles back aboard. Allman at short and lands down at second. Paying him no mind as LaFiora twheeled off the rubber. LaFiora sets at the belt and unfurls the 1-0. Off the plate away. 2-0 to Justin Guy. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. 1-0 Wingate, top of the second. Threatening after the leadoff blast to Jed Bryant. Gary Christopher and Cameron Caraway got aboard with a single and a walk, but it's been a strikeout and a fly out since. Infield around to the left. On the right hand hitting Guy. Outfield playing tight, leaving the lines open. The 2-0. Right down Broadway, but low for ball 3. So Guy in the driver's seat at 3-0. We'll see if Jeff Gregory instructs him to swing away at 3-0 or try to work the base on balls. Taps his bat to his shoes. Guy stands back in. Even with the dish. And LaFiora set for the 3-0 offering. Here it comes. Up and in. Ball 4. 4-pitch walk. Second free pass issued by LaFiora. And there's a Bulldog on every base. Good eye by Guy. It came up and in. So Christopher to third, Caraway to second, and Justin Guy to first after the two-out walk, and the lineup turns back to the top of the order to McCann Mellett, who struck out swinging to open up this game. Lefty on lefty matchup as LaFiora deals. Low for a ball, 1-0. Newberry putting some pressure on Joe LaFiora this inning. He looked sensational in the first. His pitch count has rocketed up to 39 with a 25-pitch frame. Pitch 40 of the afternoon on the way. Taken in tight. Ball 2. 6 consecutive out of the zone by Joe LaFiora. 2-0 to the leadoff hitter and all-conference second baseman McCann Mellett. Sets at the belt and pitches. Off the plate away. Ball 3. 7 consecutive out of the zone, and Joe LaFiora in danger of making this a multi-run deficit if he can't find the zone here. LaFiora from the third base side of the rubber. Gets the sign from Clements. Sets at the belt and pitches. Down and in. Ball 4. 8 straight pitches out of the zone, and LaFiora walks in a run. Christopher scores, and it's a 2-0 lead for the Bulldogs. And quickly, a meeting on the mound for Newberry. So the Wolves trying to get Joe LaFiora sorted. Nobody warming up in the pen for Newberry. He struck out 3, but Joe LaFiora has also walked 3, and he hasn't thrown a strike in 8 pitches. Inning started with a Jed Bryant home run. Gary Christopher singled, then Cameron Caraway walked. He's on third base right now. You got Justin Guy on second after a walk, and McCann Mellett on first after the bases loaded walk brings in a run. Now Michael Dansky, who swings at the first pitch, skies it to right. That is foul and out of play over the fence. Nothing in one after a noisy strike 1. Base is still loaded for the Bulldogs, up 2-0 in the top of the second. 2 out. LaFiora finally ahead in the count at 0-1 after 8 straight out of the zone. The 0-1. Poured in on the outer half. 0-2. LaFiora, 4.93 ERA, just a whip of 1.42. He's issued some free passes here. LaFiora deals. This is down and in for a ball. 1-2. 2 outs. Caraway on third. Guy on second. Mellett on first. Wingate has already hung a crooked number here in the top of the second with a Bryant dinger and a bases loaded walk to McCann Mellett. Looking for more. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And LaFiora fans his 4th batter of the game. But Wingate draws blood twice. A bases loaded walk, and more importantly, that hit right there. Jed Bryant, the dinger to left, one-hopping the scoreboard to give Wingate the initial lead. 2-0 Bulldogs after an inning and a half. This is the SAC Baseball Championship on SAC Live.
Dear college sports,
there's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
Catawba College is a story of transformation. It's a place where students' creativity is fostered, a place of inspiration to go beyond the classroom, a place of belonging no matter who you are. Mentorships, a broad curriculum, and hands-on experiences prepare students for employment and a lifetime of learning. At Catawba, you begin as you are and transform with your interests and experiences. We're Catawba, and we have a good story to tell.
2-0 Wingate takes the lead on Newberry thanks to a Jed Bryant bomb and a bases loaded walk to McCann Mellett. And now the ball back after some delay to Hunter Dula. Wingate, top of the second, took a minute or two with the Bulldogs sending 8 men to the plate. Left the bases loaded. A topsy-turvy inning for Joe LaFiora. Hunter Dula hoping he's not bit by the same bug as he starts off against Colin Allman. And Dula deals on the outer half for a strike. 0-1 the count. Colin Allman, shortstop, hitting .247 for the year, but pretty good as a leadoff man. .324 average when he starts off innings. Dula rocks and fires. Bunted, third base side, good bunt. Dula scoops it up. Bobbles it, no throw to first, and Allman aboard. My initial inclination would be base hit. That was going to be a tough play for Hunter Dula, but we'll await the official scoring decision on what could be the first hit of the day. Bit of a run for Dula, scooped it up and was turning to throw. Before it just flipped out of his hands, and indeed, that is the case. Base hit by Allman on the bunt. Allman, modest lead off of first as the pitch to Butler is sent foul to the right and out of play. 0-1. Nick Butler, .317 hitter. Good look at that foul ball in the stands, and with COVID keeping the crowds away, not a lot of young fans scampering off to scoop that one up. Butler, righty, the neutral stance, stands in, squares to bunt. Pitch comes in high from Dula, 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Nick Butler. With Colin Allman on first, 10 stolen bases in 11 attempts. Butler's the guy that you really don't want on if you're Wingate. He is number 3 nationally in steals. He may be asked just to sacrifice Allman over. Corners are even with the bags as Dula deals the 1-1. Check swing and a miss outside. First base ump Lindy Hall says he didn't go around, and Butler works the count 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Bottom of the second inning, 2-0 Bulldogs in front. Wolves looking to square things up after the dinger and the bases loaded walk put Wingate on the front foot. Dula, the 2-1. Taken. Smidge low. Ball 3. Wingate. Bryant, Guy, Caraway. Left to right across the outfield. Dansky, Simpson, Mellett, McKay. Third to first. Middle infield pinch toward double play depth. Dula unfurls the 3-1. In tight. Ball 4. Some delay in Nick Butler's reaction as Dula issues a free pass. And the Wolves in business with 2 on and nobody out. Got a lot of speed to burn on the base pass. 32 stolen bases between Butler and Allman. Another look at ball 4. was across the belt, but in tight. So Wingate has allowed the tying run to get on base as Dula's first pitch bunted to third. Dula scoops it up, throws to first in time to get Clements, but a successful 1-3 sac bunt moves Allman and Butler into scoring position. Second sac bunt of the day for Newberry. And the tying run in scoring position for Zane Terrence to work with. Terrence, 183 batter on the year. A big spot for a guy hitting a .139 with runners in scoring position. Righty stands in, takes a breaking ball low for ball one from Dula, 1-0. Terrence trying to get that average back north above the Mendoza line. He is productive at getting on base. 362 the OBP with 15 walks. Looking for his 10th RBI of the year. He swings and taps one foul to the first base dugout occupied by Wingate. And it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Newberry threatening in the bottom of the second. Allman and Butler, speed to burn in scoring position for the Wolves. Bulldogs straight away in the outfield. Corners even with the bags in the infield, and the middle infielders step or two in front of the outfield grass. Dula stretching from the first base side of the rubber. Sets at the belt and pitches. Bunt shown. Terrence pulls it back as it shoots in high for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the second inning. Wolves trying to crack into this 2-run deficit. 5th game of the tournament. We've only seen a team swap leads once, and that was in our last game when Carson-Newman scored 7 unanswered to down Tusculum. The 2-1. Uses it up foul, does Terrence off to the first base dugout. That evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Catawba cruised over Coker. 12-0 to start the day. Last night in the play-in games, Carson-Newman out to an early lead and downed Mars Hill 4-0. And it was Coker who jumped out 4-0 on Lenore Rhyme before holding on 4-2 to advance to the double elimination portion of the bracket. The 2-2. Terrence shoots it foul, backing out of play. Do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dula having to work through trouble. Bunt single, base on ball, sac bunt to start this inning. 2-2 count to Terrence with 1 out, bottom of the second. Dula gets the sign from McNeely. Sets at the belt and pitches. Another one ripped foul off of first and into the bullpen in the right field line. Do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up to Zane Terrence. He was at least putting the pressure on Hunter Dula. Dula rocks and fires. Terrence will bounce it to second. Fielded cleanly by Mellott, who cranks it to first to McKay, but Terrence does his job, gets his 10th RBI of the year, and drives in Colin Allman on the 4-3 putout. Newberry has lit the lamp and now trails by a run, 2-1. Runner at second, Butler, did have to hold. The Wolves have drawn within a run. And that brings Dalton Lansdowne to the plate. Lansdowne, 307 average on the year. The righty with a smidge of an open stance. Climbs in against Dula, who continues to work from the stretch. The pitch. Right down Broadway for a strike at the belt. 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. As dust begins to shroud Smokies Stadium in its beautiful purple hues. Dula. Brings on hold. Stepped off to check the runner. Butler back to second. Now Dula climbs back aboard as Dalton Lansdowne looks for a timely 2-out knock with a runner in scoring position. The 0-1. Lansdowne takes her strike 2, belt high in her half. And Dula has worked into a 0-2 hole. Leadoff bunt single for Colin Allman. Walk for Nick Butler. Clements moved the pair into scoring position with a sac bunt. And then Terrence drives in a run with an RBI ground out to second. Dula stares down the runner. The 0-2. Off the plate away for a ball, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2-1 Wingate, bottom of the second, but Newberry with 2 out and a runner in scoring position. Base hit has a chance to score Nick Butler from second. Corners toward the lines and back of the bags. Middle infield pinched in, the 1-2. Down and away. As Lansdowne has watched 2 straight out of the zone to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Center fielder Justin Guy just a smidge to the left. If Lansdowne were to pull. Dula sets at the belt and delivers the 2-2. And Lansdowne will bloop one into shallow left field. Butler waved around third as Bryant gets the throw into the cutoff at the pitcher. It's a 2-out RBI single from Dalton Lansdowne on a bloop single to left. And Newberry has tied it up with timely 2-out situational hitting. Lansdowne, a bloop shot to left. And the Wolves have drawn even. Just shoots it into the left field. And Butler with the wheels to score from 2 bases away standing. Newberry responding to the Bulldogs' 2-run top of the second. And the lineup turns back to the top of the order for Zachary Bales, who got plunked, stole second, and moved to third on a sacrifice before being stranded. He takes a first pitch strike from Dula, 0-1. Bales looking for his first at-bat of the day after he wore the first pitch he saw, or the third pitch he saw, pardon me. Dula, the 0-1. Down and away for a ball, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Newberry trying to keep the line moving. First 2-out hit of the day for either team comes from Dalton Lansdowne to drive in the second run on the frame for the Wolves. 2 runs off of 2 hits for both these clubs. And Bales trying to keep it rolling for the Wolves. Righty on righty matchup as Dula sets and pitches. And Bales plunked again, square on the small of the back. So 2 trips to the plate for Bales, and he's hit twice. Bales spinning away from it, caught it. Lower left portion of his rib cage. Newberry will turn to Luke Orr now, but hold the phone on that as Wingate will have a quick little mound visit. Dusty White out from the dugout. The Bulldogs' imposing pitching coach on to have a word with Hunter Dula, who's up to 36 pitches in an inning and 2/3 of work. And it's always interesting with these tournament games how the strategy with your pitching staff comes into play. You saw Jim Gant earlier today pull Brian Ketchie. He was dealing a dandy. Had a no-hitter working through 5, but pulled him after 6 because he had only thrown 62 pitches. So Ketchie, the pitcher of the year in the league, likely available the rest of the weekend for Catawba because of his low pitch count. Indians had a big lead and were able to piece together the pitching staff for the rest of the day. Luke Orr comes up for the Wolves, lefty with an open stance as Dula fires in tight for a ball, 1-0. Orr, sack bunt 5-3, his first time up. Is Newberry looking for its second 2-out knock of the inning. RBI ground out Zane Terrence. RBI single Dalton Lansdowne to draw the Wolves even with the Bulldogs here in the bottom of the second. The 1-0. Downstairs, splitting the dish for ball 2. 2-0. That's the question for both Jeff Gregory and Russ Triplett. How far can you get Hunter Dula and Joe LaFiora to go? Certainly want and need quality starts out of your starters to give you a chance to get deep into this tournament weekend. The 2-0. It's on the outer half for a strike at the handles. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. You got Lansdowne on second, Bales on first. Single to left and a hit by pitch, respectively. Or waits the 2-1. Here it comes. Splitting the dish for a strike, 2-2. Dula trying to get out of the inning with no further damage done. 2 runs off of 2 hits in the frame. Wolves with 2 still on the base paths. Or looking for a 2-out hit. The pitch. Or slices foul off the netting to the left of home plate. Do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dula up to 41 pitches now. 27 in the inning. Dula sets at the belt and brings the 2-2 to the plate. And Orr flips it foul, backing out of play. Try it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Newberry already has 1 hit today with a runner in scoring position. That came from Dalton Lansdowne, looking for a second from Luke Orr. 7th pitch of the at-bat on the way. Need an 8th. Orr fouls it off to the left. Still 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. With Luke Orr, the lefty at the plate. Orr ambles in. Lefty with a slightly open stance. Contending with the all-conference pitcher Dula. The righty, the 2-2. Breaking ball called, strike 3. Orr takes a seat looking as Dula dials up his 2nd K of the day and his 54th of the season. Dula, the big bender, freezes Orr to get out of the frame with no further damage done. Wolves strand 2, but bring 2 across. 2-2 ball game, headed to the 3rd. This is the SAC tournament on SAC Live. It's McNeely, Bryant, and Christopher to lead things off for the Bulldogs here in the top of the third of a 2-2 ball game as Joe LaFiora deals. And McNeely skies one down the right field line toward the chalk. Racing over is Harris, and he races under it to put away McNeely off of one pitch. One pitch, one out for Joe LaFiora, and that brings Jed Bryant to the plate. Bryant was the man that got the Bulldogs cooking back in the top of the second. He stroked a 1-2 pitch that bounced once and hit the scoreboard for his 5th home run of the season. All right, 248 hitter stands in as LaFiora pitches, and Bryant skies the first pitch deep into the atmosphere to right, and going back is the second baseman, Lansdowne, as the right fielder Harris lost it in the lights, and Lansdowne making the routine look spectacular. Backpedaling to grab that pop up and right. 2 pitches, 2 outs for Joe LaFiora. A second look. Harris, that should have been routine for him, but he just lost it in the lights. No idea where it is, and Lansdowne racing back to make a great play. First pitch to Christopher is high for a ball, 1-0. Christopher shot a single into right. His first time up. 2 out, nobody on for the Bulldogs top the third, the 1-0. Grounded to third. Knocked down by Bauer. Throw to first. In time. 5-3. Oh, how about that for Joe LaFiora? He needed 32 pitches to get out of the second. The third, just 4. Very pitch-efficient inning for Joe LaFiora. And he keeps it at a 2-2 ball game. Bottom of the third, with Harris leading off for the Wolves after this on SAC Live.
At me. Okay, let's get started. When you're first looking at where to go to school, what were you searching for?
Well, when I first started searching, I knew I wanted to go to a place where I wouldn't feel limited.
Where I wouldn't just grow as an athlete, but I'd also learn everything that I needed to know to launch my own business.
Somewhere that would truly prepare me for the real world, for what I was going to do next.
Where I could grow as an artist and develop my craft.
I wanted to go to a place where I wouldn't be just another number, a place where people really knew me.
Where over time, I would become a leader.
Somewhere that would show me all that I can be.
Somewhere that believed in me.
Somewhere that after I left, I would be proud of the person that I became.
And I found
that place
at Coker.
Two ball game as we come to the bottom of the third inning. Adam Cavalier, happy to have you alongside for this one as Hunter Dueler heads back out there for Wingate. After a very short break, Joe LaFiora only needed 4 pitches to get through the top of the third. 2-2 ball game. Both teams with 2-run seconds. And it's Jack Harris who starts things off for Newberry here in the bottom of the third. A strikeout victim swinging on 4 pitches, pardon me. In the bottom of the first. Dula deals to him. And the first pitch fouled back to the backstop, 0-1. Harris hitting .368 for the year. 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. As Dula wheels and deals the 0-1. Right down Broadway at the belt for a strike. It's 0-2. Dula up to 44 pitches on the day. Needed 30 to work through that second frame. 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. All-conference candidate. Gets his 3rd strikeout. Swing and a miss from Jack Harris. He's down on strikes for the 2nd time today. So Dula going right at Jack Harris. And there's 1 away for Aiden Bauer. 4-3 ground out to end the first. His first time up. Lefty Bauer with an open stance. Steps in, hitting .333. Dula from the first base side of the rubber winds and delivers the first pitch. High and outside for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Third baseman, Dinsky, playing even with the bag and away from the chalk. Infield tilted around to the right, the 1-0. Smoked through the right side of the infield. Doesn't matter that it was shaded that way. Base hit for Aiden Bauer with 1 out. Shot through the right side. A 1 out base runner for the Wolves. And Colin Allman, who dropped down a bunt single his first time up. All smiles for Aiden Bauer on first after the single ripped through the right side. Bulldogs had Mellett and Simpson tilted that way, but you would have needed the shift on to make that play. Allman, modest lead up first from Bauer as Dula back to the stretch. Brings the ball into his glove and delivers. Strike at the belt. Outer half, 0-1. Dula doing a pretty fair job of firing first pitch strikes. Aside from the batters he's walked, he's been ahead in just about every count he's had to contend with. The 0-1 breaks low for a ball, 1-1. Nice job by Allman signaling Bauer to head back to first as the catcher McNeely had dealt with the pitch in the dirt well. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 2-2 ball game, bottom of the third. Wolves with a runner on first and 1 out. Dula glances over to check Bauer at first. And here's the 1-1. Low and away in the dirt. Blocked well by McNeely. Holds the runner Bauer at first, and it's 2-1. 2-2 ball game. A dinger from Jed Bryant and a bases loaded walk for Justin Guy. The Bulldogs. You see that pitch in the dirt. And McNeely, nice job keeping it in front of him to avoid conceding the free base to Bauer on a wild pitch. And the Bulldogs let Newberry back into it in the bottom of the second. Pitch slashed down the right field line, twisting foul and out of play on the benches. About 15 rows up in section 101. Count evens at 2-2 to Colin Allman. Newberry in that bottom of the second. Single and a walk for Allman and Butler. Clements moved the pair into scoring position with a sac bunt. Then it was an RBI ground out for Zane Terrence and a 2-out RBI single from Dalton Lansdowne. This pitch fouled back and out of play by Allman. Do it again at 2-2. Well, Hunter Dula's pitch count has quickly shot north of 50. Sitting at 54 pitches on the day. And so at this point, you would probably expect both the Bulldogs and Wolves to have to turn to their pens in this opening tournament game. The 2-2. Called strike 3, outer black. Allman takes a seat looking as Dula battles back to pick up his second K of the inning. Dula contending with Bauer on first. Able to dial up the punch out, and that brings Nick Butler to the plate. He worked a 5-pitch walk his first time through. Butler looking for the second 2-out hit of the day for the Wolves. Dula deals. And Butler takes on the outer half for a strike at the knees, 0-1. Dula working ahead in the count yet again. Bauer, not a big threat to steal off of first. He's swiped 1 bag in 4 attempts this year. The 0-1. Bunt shown, pulled back, in there for a strike anyway, 0-2. Butler trying to bunt himself aboard. Certainly has the speed to do that. And with Wingate's defense playing back, had a chance. First baseman McKay holds the runner Bauer there. Middle infield, a couple steps from the outfield grass and straight away. The 0-2. This is high and outside for a ball, 1-2. And then you got Densky at third, who's playing back and toward the line. Outfield pinched in for Wingate. A lot of room to run if you hit it down the lines. Bulldogs expecting the Wolves to go to the alleys. 1-2 to Butler. Dula glances to the runner Bauer at first and delivers the 1-2. Swing and a bouncer foul off of home plate. Do it again at a ball and 2 strikes to Nick Butler. Looking to get aboard for the second time today. Adam Cavalier, glad you're with us here for the SAC tournament. Director today, Richard Martin. Replay operator, Danielle Whaley. And our graphics operator is Brian White. Camera crew, Ellen Rader, Zach Tellep, and Danny Wazorek. All glad that you're with us here on this Friday night on day 2 of the Pilot Flying J SAC Baseball Championships. Dula, the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Hunter Dula works around a 1-out single from Aiden Bauer. He strikes out the side. Dula dialing up 3 punch-outs in the frame.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a less.
Bender, take one.
Tonight's matchup, me versus an ugly fender bender. If I can eke out a win, it's going to be a miracle, baby.
Mr. Vitale, it wouldn't be a miracle because Geico gives you a team of experts to help manage your claim.
It's going to be a nail biter.
No, the Geico team is there for you 24/7.
Geico is awesome, baby. Too much?
I think we got it.
Yep.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Geico. Great service without all the drama.
2-2 ball game after 3. Here's what's at stake in this one. Winner between Wingate and Newberry gets Carson-Newman tomorrow in the final game of the day. Loser will have to play Catawba in an elimination game. Elimination game between Coker and Tusculum starts tomorrow's action here at the Pilot Flying J SAC Baseball Championship as Joe LaFiora is on for his 4th inning of work. Firing a first pitch ball to Cameron Caraway. That's 1-0. Pitch. It's in there for a strike. 1-1. Caraway walked and got stuck at third his first time through. He takes off the plate away, 2-1. And Joe LaFiora ran into a spot of bother in the second. Gave up the leadoff blast to Jed Bryant. Put a bases-loaded walk across. The pitch swung on and missed, 2-2. And then really settled down the last inning. Got through McNeely, Bryant, and Christopher. Meat of the order for the Bulldogs on 4 pitches. Here's the 2-2. In tight. Caraway leaps out of the way of it, and that loads the count. Second 3-2 count that a Bulldog batter has worked on LaFiora. Dansky flew out on the last one. The pitch skied to right center field. Shallow right center field. The second baseman Lansdowne has retreated back to the outfield grass, and he makes the corn catch to put away Caraway on the pop-up. 1 up, 1 down. And Andrew McKay to the plate. Strikeout victim swinging his first time up. On a 2-2 pitch. Top of the fourth, 2-2 ball game. 2 runs off of 2 hits for Wingate, 2 runs off of 3 hits for the Wolves. No errors to speak of. First pitch to McKay is line outside for a ball, 1-0. Wolves have left 4 on base. Bulldogs have left 3. The pitch. On the outside edge for a strike, 1-1. Wingate got the bases loaded with walks in the second and never could get that timely hit to really do some damage. The 1-1. Breaks in tight for a ball, 2-1. Newberry has had a base runner in every inning. Obviously the second the biggest threat, and they delivered with 2 runs. RBI groundout and RBI single, 2-1. And slashed in the air to left center field. A bit of a run for Terrence, who races into the alleyway and makes the grab to put away McKay. And LaFiora settling down into in a rocking chair. 6 in a row retired. As Carson-Simpson strides forward. He was retired on an F8 his first time through. Top of the fourth, 2 out, nobody on. And LaFiora winds and delivers. Swing and a miss at the first pitch on a breaking ball, 0-1. Infield twisted around to the left for the Wolves. The shortstop Ullman playing on the outfield grass at short and back. The 0-1. Down for a ball to Simpson, 1-1. Dalton lands down at second. Has shimmied nearly behind the second base bag, but a ways away from the hole at second. Here's the 1-1. Downstairs, 2-1 to Simpson. Joe LaFiora, 3 2/3 innings. Had that run where he couldn't find the zone in the second with 3 walks, but he has come back and dealt. 6 in a row retired as this pitch is fouled back and out of play, 2-2. To Carson-Simpson. This 3-4 matchup through the years in this tournament, at least the last 5 here at Smokies Stadium, has been a dandy typically. The 2-2, grounded deep into the hole at short. Ullman stoops to field with a backhand stab, comes up firing to first, and the 6-3 putout finishes off the frame. LaFiora faces the minimum for a second straight inning. 7 in a row. Retired by the sophomore lefty. 2-2 ball game, headed to the bottom of the fourth. This is the SAC Baseball Tournament, brought to you on SAC Live.
Excellence, integrity, care, curiosity. These are the values that define who we are. A community of thinkers, competitors, and achievers passionately pursuing the path of a purpose-driven life. Because at Lenoir-Rhyne University, we are called to greatness. We are LR.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Two ball game as we come to the bottom of the fourth inning. And Hunter Dula will go back to work for Wingate. 3 innings of work, 3 hits allowed. And he struck out the side around a 1-out single from Aiden Bauer in his last inning of action. He'll try to get things started against Ian Clements, who laid down a sacrifice bunt his first time through. Dula from the first base side of the rubber winds and delivers. And Clements bashes it back up the box. And Clements, first pitch swinging. He stings it back up the middle. And Newberry has its fourth hit of the day. A slash past Dula's backside into center field. So Zane Terrence responsible for one of the 2 runs that Newberry has scored today with an RBI groundout back in the second. Comes up looking for more productivity. Middle infield a double play depth for the Bulldogs as the corners stay even with the bags. The pitch, bunt shown, pulled back. Low for a ball. 1-0. Terrence. $181 the average on the year. Solid spot for him here. Dula works from the windup and pitches. This is up. Ball 2. Two and nothing to Zane Terrence. Ian Clements, 5 stolen bases in 6 attempts for a Newberry team that loves to put pressure on you on the base paths. Big challenge for McNeely behind the plate today. The 2-0. That's in there for a strike, 2-1. As Terrence again showed bunt before pulling it back. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. And the leadoff batter aboard for the Wolves for a 3rd time in 4 innings. Dula glances over to the runner. Stretches and pitches. Punt shown, pulled back, misses away, ball 3. Zane Terrence clearly being asked by Russ Triplett to drop down a sacrifice bunt. Green one, still an opportunity to do it. Third baseman Dinsky and the first baseman McKay even with the bags. Dula, the 3-1. Bunt squared, popped into the air, third base side. Landing foul before Dinsky can hustle over to it. And that loads the count at 3-2. First time today that a Newberry batter has worked to count full on Hunter Dula. Who's up to 66 pitches now. No life in either pin. Both starters north of 60 pitches on the day. Dula works from the stretch as he checks the runner. Sets and delivers the 3-2. Called strike 3. 5 straight batters that have been retired by a punch out for Hunter Dula. He's up to 6 Ks on the day. Got him looking. And a pitch just above the knees to Terrence, and there's one away for Dalton Lansdowne. Righty Lansdowne, a game-tying RBI single to left his first time up. 1 out, and Clements on first for the Wolves, bottom of the 4th. First pitch. In their first strike, 0-1. Wolves have put some balls into play on Hunter Dula. But the last 5 outs that Wingate has recorded have come via Hunter Dula strikeouts. 0-1. As the all-conference pitcher sets and delivers. Swing and a bouncer to short. Gloved by Simpson. Throws to second for 1. Throw to first is airmailed. Good ricochet. Scooped up. Thrown to second. An unconventional double play. 6-4. 3-6, I believe. That took a very fortuitous hop off the fencing on Wingate's dugout. And good luck Michael Watrang scoring that one. It's a double play, and it's an inning ender. But it took the Bulldogs the long route to get it. Throw was airmailed at first, but took a good hop, and the Bulldogs able to make the tag with Mellett applying it at the second base bag. Through 4, it's a 2-2 ball game between the Wolves and Bulldogs in this 3-4 matchup here on SAC Live.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student-athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student-athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student-athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
7 years ago, our fathers brought forth...
It was Mr. Hines who made me want to become a teacher.
And then I said, that's one small step for man, one giant leap.
And that's why we don't try this at home. Any questions?
He inspired me. But it was LMU that helped me turn that dream into a reality.
7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent.
First pitch to start off the top of the 5th to Justin Guy is in for a strike. As Joe LaFiora has settled into a nice rocking chair for Newberry. He wheels and deals, swing, and a bouncer to short. Scooped up by Allman. Tough throw to first, not in time. And Justin Guy legs out an infield single to short for the 3rd hit of the day for Wingate. And the Bulldogs break up a string of 7 in a row retired by Joe LaFiora. Lineup turns back to the top of the order for McCann Mellett. Really tough play to make it short by Colin Allman. As the Wolves defense tilts way to the right. Check the runner at first. Low throw, no tag apply. Lansdowne playing deep in the hole at second. The shortstop, Allman, a couple degrees off the second base bag, and the third baseman, Bauer, even with the bag, and away from the line at third. The pitch in tight to Mellett, and it's 1-0. Check the runner, nothing, 1-0. Still the 1-0 on hold is Joe LaFiora, very concerned with Justin Guy. Potentially just on principle. 2 stolen bases in 4 attempts this year. LaFiora, the 1-0. Line outside for ball 2. Top of the 5th inning in this one, 2-2 ball game. All runs scored in the second. A Jed Bryant solo blast to left and a bases loaded walk for the guy at the plate right now, McCann Mellett, to drive in his 33rd run of the year. The 2-0. This is down 3-0. This has been Joe LaFiora's tendency so far today. He has been hot and cold, sensational in the 1st, 3rd, and 4th. Saw 8 men come to the plate in the second, but only 2 runs scored for Wingate. So they never could get that timely knock. The 3-0. That finds the zone for a strike, 3-1. And Newberry starting to show signs of life. in their bullpen. Right-hander warming up for the Wolves. Down on the left field line. The 3-1. That misses outside for ball 4. 4-3 pass issued by Joe LaFiora. The second to McCann Mellon. And the Bulldogs in business. Newberry has Jonathan White, a freshman righty, warming up. Joe LaFiora. Trying to settle in and find the groove that he was in when he retired 7 in a row between the second, third, and fourth innings. It's the minimum in back-to-back frames, but a infield single and a walk have 2 aboard for the Bulldogs. You're in the top of the 5th. Pitch number 73 of the night for LaFiora on the way. Bunted, third base side by Dansky. Scooped up by Bauer. Throw to first in time to get the batter Dansky. But he does his job with a 5-3 sac bunt. Guy scoots over to third. Mellett over to second base. And the Bulldogs with 2 in scoring position in the top of the 5th, threatening to break open this 2-2 ball game. And Logan McNeely to the plate. Catcher's 0 for 2. The second look here. Textbook. Sac bunt. Up the third base line. Bauer. Tough throw to first, but on target and on time to Orr to complete the out. That successfully moves Mellon and Guy into scoring position for Logan McNeely to work with. McNeely, 3-11 hitter with runners in scoring position. Takes low and away for a ball. Clements did well to block. 1-0. With 1 out. The pitch. Taken downstairs by McNeely. 2-0. 1 out, 2 in scoring position for Wingate. Top of the 5th inning of a 2-2 ball game. Bulldogs have also got some bodies soft tossing in their pin. The 2-0. Swing and a miss for strike 1, 2-1. Really crazy the innings of work for Joe LaFiora. 14 pitches in the first inning, 4 in the third, 15 in the fourth. He needed 32 to get out of the second. The 2-1. This is down and away, and it's 3-1. Now sitting on 13 pitches in this inning with 1 out and 2 in scoring position. LaFiora sets at the waist, deals the 3-1. That's hit foul to the right and out of play over the luxury boxes. And that loads the count on Logan McNeely. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. A 2-2 ball game in the top of the 5th. But the Bulldogs with the go-ahead run 90 feet away in Justin Guy, who led off the inning with a single to short. The pitch. Skied to the left center field alleyway. Racing under it is Butler. He makes the grab, but tagging and scoring is Guy, and Wingate has retaken the lead. A sacrifice fly from Logan McNeely brings home Justin Guy standing. And it's a 3-2 ball game now in favor of the Bulldogs. Textbook small ball tactics for Wingate. Get him on. Move him over, sacrifice him in. Runner at second, Mellett did have to hold. 2 out. And Jed Bryant will try to keep things rolling. Homer and a pop-up to second into shallow right. First pitch to Bryant. On the outside edge for a strike, 0-1. Bryant 1 for 2. Practice cut as he steps back into the right-hand hitter's box with a .246 average. The 0-1. Line outside for a ball. It's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. 3-2. Wingate has taken the lead in the top of the 5th on a McNeely sacrifice fly. Now Bryant looking for the Bulldogs' first 2-out hit of the day and a chance to keep the line moving. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Justin Guy started off the frame with an infield single to short. Then McCann Mellett walked. 2 aboard for the Bulldogs. Michael Dansky drops down a sacrifice bunt to third for McNeely. The stage set for him for his sac fly to give the Bulldogs the lead. LaFiora checks the runner. Here's the 1-2. Down and away for a ball, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 3-2 lead in the top of the 5th inning for Wingate. Bulldogs the 4 seed, Newberry the 3 seed. Winner of this one gets Carson-Newman tomorrow night. LaFiora set for the 2-2. Comes set at the belt and pitches. This is just low. That was a dish splitter. Load the count. 3-2. Mellon over on second base for the Bulldogs. Wingate looking for its first hit of the day with a runner on base. Both pitching staffs have been pretty good at squelching threats. Teams have combined 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Make it 2 for 9. Base hit by Bryant into left center field. Mellett races home from 2 bases away. He scores standing. It's an RBI knock for Jed Bryant. He's got his second ribby of the day, and the Bulldogs pull ahead 4-2. First 2-out hit for Wingate of the day. A bloop single into left center field. And no chance for the Wolves to get Mellett at the plate. 2 out, 4-2 lead. And Garrett Christopher will try to keep things rolling. Single and a ground out as he slashes one over the head of the pitcher. No play at second for Allman, but he rifles to first in time to get Christopher on a bang-bang 6-3 putout. Final out of the frame, but Wingate draws blood twice. And a sac fly from Logan McNeely, a 2-out RBI single, bloop to left from Jed Bryant, and the Bulldogs grab a 4-2 lead on SAC Live.
I pledge.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
Four-2 ball game in favor of the Bulldogs. Wingate strikes twice in the top of the fifth. The sac fly from Logan McNeely. And a two-out RBI single from Jed Bryant. And now Newberry will try to answer. Wolves had the answer in the bottom of the second after Wingate took an early 2-0 lead on a Jed Bryant home run and a bases-loaded walk to McCann Mellett. See if the Wolves can counteract here. Top of the order due up with Zachary Bales leading things off against Hunter Dula. As Dula deals a first pitch strike, 0-1. Bales looking for his first at-bat of the day. He's worn 2 pitches. Has been stuck at first and third, though. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, and he finds himself in a 0-2 hole. Dula from the first base side of the slab deals the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Hunter Dula, 7th strikeout of the contest. And there's one away in the bottom of the fifth. Now Hunter Dula. 4 1/3 innings of work now. 1 walk against 7 strikeouts, and now he'll go to work against Luke Orr, who's 0 for 1. Let's look at Dula's numbers as he's up to 72 pitches on the day. The pitch to Orr. Low and away for a ball, 1-0. Nice recovery by Dula, too. He was sitting at 60 pitches through 3 innings, but then he only needed 9 to get through the 4th. The 1-0. Swing and a 2-hopper to short. Fielded high on the second hop by Simpson. And he'll roll it over to first to McKay to put away Orr, 6-3. So 2 up, 2 down. Newberry going quietly through Bales and Orr. And now Jack Harris to the plate, looking to avoid a 3rd strikeout. He's struck out twice. On 4 pitches his first time up, on 3 pitches his second. Dula has done a good job fooling Newberry's leader in batting average. First pitch to Harris is on the outer half for a strike, 0-1. 4 runs off of 4 hits for the Bulldogs, no errors, 4 left. 2 runs off of 4 hits, no errors, 4 left for the Wolves. Nearly twin line scores, save for that runs column, much to Newberry's displeasure, no doubt. The 0-1. Down and away for a ball. It's 1-1 to Jack Harris. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. 4-2. Wingate with the lead on the Wolves. Here in the bottom of the 5th, base is empty for Newberry. Everybody pretty much straight away for Wingate defensively. Dula sights the sign from McNeely and delivers the 1-1. Check swing and a breaking ball, low and away, appeal into the field, and Lindy Hall says he didn't break the plane. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Dula winds and delivers the 2-1. That's high and tight for ball 3. And a rare 3-ball count for Hunter Dula. He walked Nick Butler back in the second. Got a 4-3 ground out to Aiden Bauer to end the first. Those are the only other 3-ball counts that Newberry batters have had to contend with against Dula today. The 3-1. Swing and a bouncer to short. It eats up Simpson, who bobbles and doesn't have a play at first. No throw. Presumptive E6. Let's Jack Harris aboard. Hot shot. Should have been routine for Simpson. But the fielding error Lets Harris reach. First error for either side, and the inning extended. Can Newberry make Wingate pay? Dula. Oxen fires. And the first pitch breaks low for a ball, much to the displeasure of the Wingate faithful in attendance. A few fans dotting the stands here for Game 5 of Day 2 of the SAC Baseball Championship. The 1-0. Low to Bauer, 2-1. Bauer working on a 1-for-2 day. Singled through the right side in the third off a 1-0 pitch. Grounded out 4-3 to end the first. He works with Harris on first. Trailing 4-2 in the bottom of the fifth with 2 out. The 2-0. High and off the plate away, 3-0. So after Hunter Dula hadn't seen but 2 3-ball counts the first 2 times through the order, he's now seen back-to-back 3-ball counts. Harris reaches on the E6. Now Bauer in a 3-0 driver's seat. Dula deals. That's the safety pitch for a strike. Bauer taking the whole way, 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bottom fifth. Harris on first after the error extends the inning. Everybody straight away for Wingate in the infield. The 3-1 taken for another called strike. And that loads things up on Aiden Bauer. 85th pitch of the outing forthcoming for Hunter Dula. Dula from the stretch of the first base side of the rubber. Checks the runner at first. Modest lead there for Harris. The 3-2. Misses high. Ball 4. Second walk of the day for Hunter Dula. And there's 2 on with 2 out for Newberry. Dula. That one sailed above the letters. An error and a walk. And now Colin Allman trying to come through in the clutch. Just a .154 batter this year with 2 outs. Trying to buck that trend. Teams a combined 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position. 1 hit for each on the day. First pitch from Dula, low and away for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Inning should be over, save for the E6 that allowed Harris to reach. A walk to Bauer, and now Allman trying to come through with his second hit of the day. The 1-0. Bounces in the dirt for ball 2, blocked well by McNeely. 2-0. Modest leads at second and first for Harris and Bauer. The pitch. 2-0. Bounced to third. A slow roller. Scooped up. Throw, and now a pickle for the lead runner. Throw home, play at the plate. Stutter step. Tag applied by McNeely. Harris, aggressive rounding third with Dinsky charging in to snare the slow roller. And he alertly turned and threw to third as Harris rounded that bag. Harris retired at the plate. Saw Harris stumble, trying to get back to third. Gets caught in a rundown, and Simpson fires home to McNeely to complete the out and finish off the frame. Wingate preserves it. 4-2. Bulldogs lead through 5 here on SAC Live.
Broken windshield, take one.
Hey guys, my windshield just got broken. I feel like I need to blow off some steam. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Mr. Blanks, there's no need to be stressed. Geico makes it easy to file a claim online, on the app, or over the phone.
Yeah, but what if I never hear back? That's gonna make me want to go, check.
No, your Geico claims team is always there for you.
That makes me want to celebrate with some fireworks. 5, 6, 7, go. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah!
Geico. Great service without all the drama.
I just did not have a lot of stability.
I was facing foreclosure, not working at all, didn't have any money.
I could not go to school and work, so I found Mars Hill.
The experience here has been so wonderful.
It's been amazing.
I was able to have the full-time hours without the full-time load.
They are just incredibly supportive.
And Mars Hill is very affordable.
Mars Hill University Adult and Graduate Studies, education that moves mountains.
I will be the first in my family to graduate with my bachelor's degree.
Well, Newberry has made the call to the bullpen. And the Wolves bring in the sidewinding freshman right-hander, Jonathan White. Jonathan White, 1-1 on the year with 18 2/3 innings of work. Gives up about a hit an inning with a 3.38 ERA. And so Joe LaFiora's day is done. Close the book on him. In a moment, look at Jonathan White's numbers. Pretty good when he can keep the base paths empty. And, of course, you like the 10 strikeouts against just the one walk. Joe LaFiora, though, on the hook for the defeat right now as White delivers the first pitch to Cameron Caraway off the plate away for a ball, 1-0. So LaFiora, 5 innings of work. Gives up 4 runs, all earned. Pitch away for a ball, 2-0. 4 hits allowed, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts on 87 pitches. Swing and a miss, strike 1, 2-1 to Cameron Caraway. So not a bad day for Joe LaFiora, but those walks certainly loom large for Newberry. The pitch. Outside for ball 3, 3-1. Infield around to the left for the Wolves. Bauer playing behind the bag at third, hugging the line. The 3-1 swung on and missed. It's 3-2 to Caraway, who's 0 for 1, by the way. Pop up to second and a walk. Outfield deep into the left, looking for Caraway to drive for power to left. The pitch. White misses down and away. That's ball 4. 5th walk of the day by Newberry's pitching staff. One of those walks has been costly, and that was to, or 2 really. One, McCann Mellett walked with the bases loaded to drive in a run. Mellett also walked in the 5th and came around to score on an RBI single from Jed Bryant. So Caraway leads off the 6th with a base on balls, and that brings Andrew McKay to the plate, who's 0 for 2. The pitch. Bunt squared. In there for a strike anyway. 0-1. McKay 0 for 2. The strikeout swinging in the 2nd. The fly out deep to left in the 4th. White. The wispy freshman righty. Stretches and pitches on the first base side of the rubber. Gets it in there for a strike. 0-2 to Andrew McKay. The night sky has fully blanketed Smoky Stadium here as we reach the 9 o'clock hour on this Friday night. Glad you've been with us here for the Pilot Flying SAC Baseball Championships. White sets and sidewinds the pitch, breaking away for a ball, 1-2. Really nice job by our crew. Very proud. Richard Martin, Danielle Whaley, Brian White doing the thing up in the booth. Danny Wazork, Helen Rader, Zach Tellep on the cameras in the field. And Michael Watrang, our official scorer for this one. He's doing a great job as well. The pitch. Huge shot. Bounces into right field. That'll be a base hit. Hard charging around second. Taking third is Caraway. Bulldogs with runners on the corners and nobody out. A walk and a bloop single to right from Andrew McKay. And Wingate in business again. A chance to extend a 4-2 lead in the top of the sixth. What can Carson-Simpson do with them? Simpson 0 for 2 on the day. Has flied out to right and grounded out to short. Simpson hitting .241 with runners in scoring position. Swings at the first pitch. Slices it into right center field. Base hit. Run scores easily. Taking third is McKay. Caraway crosses home for the 5th run of the day. And it's a 5-2 lead for the Bulldogs on an RBI single from Carson-Simpson. Runners on the corners still for Wingate. Still nobody out. Simpson RBI single to center. Now Justin Guy up. Been aboard twice with a walk and a single. Runners on the corners for Guy. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He comes up empty. 0-1. Well, Newberry pitching had been really good at working through trouble. Wingate was 1 for its first 4 with runners in scoring position. Now back-to-back knocks with runners for the Bulldogs. Pick of the runner at first. Not in time as Simpson slides back in safely. 0-1. Now, if this matchup is like the regular season meetings between these two clubs, we are in for a treat. The 0-1. Bunted to the right side of the mound. No play for White, who crashed too hard. Guy shoots it past him. A bunt single. An RBI bunt single at that as McKay scores from third. Simpson over to second. Guy couldn't have done it any better. 6-2. Bulldogs extend their lead. An RBI bunt single for Justin Guy. And just watch White. Crashes hard. And the ball just shoots past him. And no play to speak of for Jonathan White. And Justin Guy amped up. And this will prompt a pitching change. And that's the way you like to see a new hurler sprint in. So we'll tell you about the new Newberry pitcher when we return after these messages on SAC Live. Newberry sends Bryce Peterson to the bump. 4-0 on the year with 19 2/3 innings of work for the junior lefty with a 3.2 ERA. 4-0 with 2 saves. Not a save situation by any means. He's just trying to keep the deficit to 4 runs. A walk and 3 straight singles marred Jonathan White's experience, and he's responsible for the 2 men on the base paths, Carson-Newman and Justin Guy. So White unable to record an out. It'll be on Bryce Peterson to try to slam the door shut. 2 runs already across, charged to Jonathan White. He could be responsible for 2 more. Can't close the book on him yet with Simpson and Guy on the base pass, and the lineup back to the top of the order for McCann Mellott. Mellott has struck out and walked twice. Does have an RBI to his name with that bases loaded walk in the second. Peterson rocks and fires. And the first pitch in tight for a ball to Mellott, 1-0. Wingate getting some separation here in the top of the 6th. They're tied 2-2 after 2. Bulldogs pulled ahead 4-2 in the top of the 5th, but now an RBI knock for Justin Guy and an RBI knock for Carson-Newman. The pitch swung on and missed, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, still nobody out in the inning. Carraway walked to lead off the frame, came around to score on the RBI single from Simpson. McKay hit a bloop knock to right to give the Bulldogs runners on the corners. Then the Simpson RBI single, the Justin Guy RBI bunt single. The pitch breaks down and in for a ball, 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike. Mellott looking for his second RBI of the day. The 2-1. Mellott rips down the right field line, twisting foul. And that'll land right in front of the lone fan seated in section 103. Got to make a play on that. Lay out. 2-2. Mellott stands in the pitch. Flipped foul off of third. Do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 6-2, Wingate, the lead in the top of the 6th. 2 runs already across in the frame for the Bulldogs, looking for more with 2 on and nobody out. Winner of this one gets gets Carson-Newman tomorrow in the nightcap, while the loser has to play Catawba in an elimination game. Pitch misses low, and that loads the count on Mellott at 3-2. They will start tomorrow at 11 a.m. in an elimination game between Coker and Tusculum. Catawba in the winner's bracket does not face elimination against the loser of this one. The 3-2. Downstairs, ball 4. So Bryce Peterson has walked the bases loaded. A Bulldog on every bag. Simpson on third, Guy on second, Mellott on first. Looking to add to a 6-2 lead here in the top of the 6th inning. Bryce Peterson, the lefty, working from the stretch in the first base side of the rubber. Now must contend with Michael Dansky. He misses low for a ball, 1-0. One ball, no strikes. Nobody out. Bases juiced. The pitch. There's a strike at the belt, 1-1. Dansky yet to register a hit this season with the bases loaded. Big spot here for Wingate, who has found its groove with runners in scoring position. Now 3 for 6 on the day. The 1-1. And that hit Dansky. Newberry pleading for a foul ball call. They won't get it. Dansky gets plunked with the bases loaded, and that brings in a run. Bases loaded hit batter scores Carson-Simpson. Guy over to third, and here's your second look. Yeah, off the hands as Dansky was trying to check his swing. And Ross Triplett out of the dugout to have a word, and I think he wants his umpiring crew to chat this one over. Do have video review. And so far, our umpiring crews have done a pretty dynamite job. You've had 8 calls reviewed through the tournament so far. 2 have been overturned. 5 have been confirmed, and 1 was the, hey, you didn't have sufficient video evidence. So we'll see if Gary Keller and company head to the headset, and that appears to be the case. So the headset grabbed, and Gary Keller and Bobby Dunnigan will get a second glance at this. And this is the replay that the replay official is going to be shown. I think he's checking his sheet to make sure that this can be reviewable. And it is, intent included, and you must appeal the check swing. So the look that we're getting in the booth is the look that the replay official is getting. Definitely a check swing. And frame by frame, the ball comes in. And certainly live watching the replay, it looked like it hit Dansky on his hands. And of course, you have to have that indisputable video evidence to overturn something. And we'll see if this gets overturned, confirmed, or stands. And that angle that we're getting right now from third base, it almost looks like it hits the handle of the bat instead of the hands. But I mean, you're slowing something down that's coming in 80, 90 miles an hour. You're not going to get the cleanest of looks. So the call confirmed after the video review, and again, these umpiring crews, they've been on the money. 9 video reviews, and that's the 6th call confirmed. Kudos to Gary Keller, Lindy Hall, Bobby Dunnigan, Frank Barlow for getting it right on the first try. That's been the theme of this tournament. As now, after some delay, Logan McNeely comes to the plate. The pitch. Down and away for a ball, 1-0. 2-0, pardon me, to Logan McNeely. Sack fly for an RBI, a strikeout and a flyout. Bases loaded, still nobody out. 3 runs across in the frame for the Bulldogs. Trying to get the lead stretched out even further. The pitch, skied deep to straightaway center field. Terrence races back. This is going to score a run easily. Tagging up and trotting home from third is Justin Guy. 4th run of the frame crosses for Wingate. A second straight at bat with a sac fly for Logan McNeely. He drives in his 2nd run, and the Bulldogs extend their lead to 8-2 on the McNeely sacrifice fly. Finally an out, though, on the 7th batter of the inning for Newberry. And up comes Jed Bryant. He has been dangerous today for the Bulldogs. 2 for 3 with a home run and an RBI knock. First pitch from Peterson is low for a ball, 1-0. Runners on the corners for Wingate. As Bryant now hitting .252 has brought his average up 9 points with his multi-hit day. The 1-0. Swing and a line drive, left center field, base hit. 1 run is in, rounding second, but holding up is Dansky. McCann Mellett scores quite easily. And there's 2 on, still 1 out, and the lead extended 9-2 for Wingate on Jed Bryant's 3rd RBI of the day. 3-hit day for the starting left fielder on a single slashed into left center. 9th man of the inning to come to the plate is the designated hitter, Gary Christopher. It's a 5-run top of the 6th for the Bulldogs. The pitch. Low to Christopher, 1-0. Joe LaFiora was A-OK in his start. Did give up 4 runs and 4 hits, but the Bulldogs have certainly gotten to Newberry's bullpen. The 1-0. Swing and a bouncer to second. Fielded cleanly by Lansdowne. Turns to second for 1. Throw to first in time for 2. A 4-6-3 double play gets the Wolves out of the inning. But Wingate does its damage. 5 runs off of 4 hits in the frame. 1 left on base. Textbook. Lansdowne. Allman. Orr. 4-6-3. Wolves ring them up, but the Bulldogs plate 5 to take a 9-2 lead to the bottom of the 6th here on SAC Live.
Every student comes to Wingate with a story. I know I did. Our students come from all walks of life.
They come to us as young people with hopes and dreams of their own. They're looking to Wingate to become the best version of themselves, and that's what we do.
The effect that Wingate has on me is compounded by the effect I have on the world after I leave Wingate.
Because making a difference is fundamental
to what we are as a university
and who we are as people.
Dula goes. Certainly want to let him ride out as far as he can. Save your bullpen. As Nick Butler leads things off for Newberry here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Swinging and missing at the first pitch. 0-1. And Newberry with its work cut out for it. A 5-run top of the 6th for Wingate. That saw the first 6 men of the inning reached before an out was recorded. The 0-1 bunted foul. 0-2 to Nick Butler. A game that is now 2 hours and 9 minutes old as we play into the night here in East Tennessee. Tournament moved to Kodak and Smokies Stadium for the 2016 event and has been here ever since after being played at Forest City in the Owls Park for a while. The 0-2 shot into the air to right, should be routine for Caraway, who camps under it and makes the can of corn grab in right to put away Butler on the pop-up. So 1 up, 1 down, and that sends Ian Clements to the plate. Clements 1 for 1 today, sacrificing a single back up the middle. Seeing his first action of the season against Wingate. First pitch to Clements, bends in there for Dula. 0-1. Well, Dula has fared far better than he did in the regular season against Wingate. Took a loss after he went 6 2/3 innings. The pitch grounded to short, charging in is Simpson, scoops and flips to first to retire Clements 6-3. 2 up, 2 down. Hunter Dula rocking and rolling and set to face Zane Terrence, who's 0 for 2 with an RBI. Dula, finish the thought on that matchup, took the loss against the Wolves. Fired a complete game, but lost in walk-off fashion in a 6 2/3 inning start. Gave up 8 hits, 3 runs, all earned with a walk and 7 strikeouts. First pitch in there for a strike to Zane Terrence, 0-1. Dula tonight, 5 2/3, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. 5 of those came in succession, at least in terms of putouts. A couple guys sprinkled in hits in that stretch. Pitches low to Terrence, 1-1. Gotten some really nice pitching performances this weekend from various pitchers. Braden Coe started out with a complete game shutout for Carson-Newman in the first game of the tournament. The 1-1. That's high to Terrence, 2-1. Brian Ketchy dealt a gem for Catawba to start today with a no-hitter through 5 before he was yanked after 6. The 2-1. On the inner half of the belt for a strike to Terrence, 2-2. Hunter Dula certainly cementing himself for early elite pitching performances for the league tournament this year. The 2-2. Off the plate away, and that loads the count with 2 out and the bases empty in the bottom of the 6th. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Righty Terrence stands in as Dula winds and delivers. Swing and a high hopper to third. Scooped up by Dansky and slung to first base in time to get Zane Terrence. Really hard play to make. A high chop fielded cleanly by Dansky. And he absolutely whipped it to McKay at first to finish the putout 5-3. Dula faces the minimum in his 6th inning of work. We head to the 7th, a 9-2 lead for Wingate. Bulldogs looking to lock up a spot in the winner's bracket here on SAC Live.
Our decision as a conference last Thursday to cancel the spring season was not made lightly.
New pitcher for Newberry is the sophomore righty, Devin Makovsky. And he becomes the fourth pitcher of the day for Newberry. Makovsky, a 7.36 ERA and a 2-1 record on the season. We'll get the rest of the numbers on him in a moment as he replaces Bryce Peterson. And you can close the book on Peterson. An inning of work. Gives up a hit, a run. It was earned. Walked one, didn't strike out anybody, and did hit a batter. The first player that Makovsky faces off with shoots it foul and out of play to the right. Well struck by Cameron Caraway. He walked to lead off the sixth as we get a second look at Makovsky's numbers. The pitch. Caraway dipped but didn't offer. 1-1. Makovsky sights the sign, and here's the 1-1. Thrown hard and hit high into the air to right. Racing in is Harris, and he settles under it midway up the outfield, a retired Caraway on the F9. So 1 up, 1 down for Devin Makovsky in his relief outing. Makovsky, 13 strikeouts against 8 walks on the year, and he has not fared well against lefties in 14 2/3 innings of work. So Makovsky now to deal with the right-hand hitting Andrew McKay, who shows bunt. Pulls it back as it misses low for a ball. 1-0. McKay, 1 for 3 on the day. Strikeout, fly out, single and a run scored. Base is empty with 1 out in the top of the 7th, but Wingate has played add-on with 7 unanswered to take a 9-2 lead. Pitch is high for a ball. 2-0. Batted around in the 6th and scored 5 runs, did the Bulldogs off of 4 hits. Aided in the inning by 2 walks and a hit batter. And an RBI hit batter with the bases loaded. The pitch swung on and missed by McKay. 2-1. If you're Newberry, you hope Makovsky can A, keep the hold on, B, give you some innings so you don't have to tax your bullpen much more. The 2-1. Bounces in the dirt and gets away from Clements behind the plate. 3-1, but nobody on, so no damage done there. And it'll be curious to see how long Jeff Gregory elects to ride Hunter Dula's arm. Certainly has a cushion, and at 99 pitches when he comes back out there, probably done for the tournament, perhaps unless Wingate were to make it to Monday. The 3-1. And their first strike, 3-2. Certainly the Bulldogs have an elite reliever out of the pen in Brody McCullough, the first-team All-SAC performer. But you probably want to save him for a game that is a little bit tighter, the 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Catcher drops the ball. Clements lollipops the throw to first to complete the strikeout. And 2 away for Carson Simpson. I really didn't think Clements dropped that one, but all the same, it's a strikeout. And Simpson will try to keep the good times rolling for himself as he fouls off the first pitch, 0-1. And an RBI single slash to right center. His last time out, part of a 1 for 3 day. His 21st RBI of the season. Wingate just smashing base hits in this one. 8 hits on the day. Have the 1 home run. But outside of that, no extra base hits for the Bulldogs. Only extra base hit of the day for either team As Jed Bryant's solo bomb to lead off the second. Pitch swung on and missed. 0-2 to Carson-Simpson. Makovsky trying to work a 1-2-3 seventh. The 0-2. Off the plate away. Simpson does not give chase, and it's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A 9-2 lead for Wingate here in the top of the 7th inning. Bulldogs with 2 in the 5th, 5 in the 6th. And they've got some work to do if they're to make it 3 consecutive frames with a run. Pitch misses outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. For the Bulldogs, 8-hole batter, Carson-Simpson. Makovsky winds and delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back Ks by Devin Makovsky out of the pen. And the Wolves face the minimum for the 3rd time today. Nice strikeout to finish off the frame as Simpson waved over the top of it. 1-2-3 inning for the Wolves, but they're down 9-2, headed to the bottom of the 7th. Wolves trying to make a rally here on SAC Live.
You're right. That's a 5th floor problem.
Not in my house. No. Not today.
Jimmy, how happy are folks who save hundreds of dollars switching to Geico?
Happier than Dikembe Mutombo blocking a shot.
Nice.
Get happy. Get Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Stretch time at Smokies Stadium as Hunter Dula, the Bulldogs starter, back out there for his 7th inning of work. Dula will fire his 100th pitch to open up this inning. He's dealt a dandy. 5 hits. Gave up those 2 runs back in the 2nd, but has put the clamps down on the Wolves since. And it's Dalton Lansdowne to lead things off. Grounded into an odd 6-4, 4-3 double play to end the 4th. As he shows bunt, pulls it back, and Dula deals a strike on the outer half, 0-1. Lansdowne 1 for 2 on the day. Did have an RBI single back in the 2nd, but the Wolves' bats have been quiet since. An RBI ground out for Zane Terrence, an RBI single for Lansdowne. That has been the extent of Newberry's offense. Got a single through the right side by Aiden Bauer in the 3rd. A leadoff knock from Clements up the middle in the 4th. And then an E6, a walk. Here's the 0-1. High and inside for a ball, 1-1. An E6 and a walk to give Newberry 2 base runners in the 5th. That was their best scoring chance with 2 outs. But Jack Harris got erased at the plate. 5-2-6 after overrunning 3rd. The 1-1. Swung on, lifted foul, back and out of play. And it's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the leadoff batter Lansdowne, who does get on base nearly 42% of the time that he leads off innings. The 1-2. slashed foul off of the netting above the dugout on the first base side. Do it again at a ball and 2 strikes. Wingate starting to get some arms loose in the bullpen once Hunter Dula has finished his day, and now that he's north of 100 pitches, be curious to see how long Jeff Gregory lets him go. The 1-2. That swung on, lifted foul, back and out of play. McNeely giving chase, and this one comes crashing down on the seats. Do it again at a ball and 2 strikes. Well, Danielle Whaley, our replay operator, holding out her hands. But she was caught unawares earlier. There was a screamer last game that just came whistling into the windows, and that crew over there had no idea. And thank the Lord the windows were down. This one, a little bit more of a soft pop. Danielle can dive over the railing and make a play on it if she wants. But we don't want her to do that, the 1-2. Nice breaking pitch, lifted foul to the right and out of play. Count holds the ball and 2 strikes. 6th pitch of the at-bat for Dalton Lansdowne. 105 pitches now for Hunter Dula on the day. Left-hand hurler, Mitch Ferris warming up for the Bulldogs. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Hunter Dula rifles in his 8th strikeout of the night. And there's one away in the bottom of the 7th. The lineup turns back to the top of the order for Zachary Bales. Just when you think Hunter Dula might be fading, I should say. Now, strikeout number 8 to get Dalton Lansdowne. Bales hit by pitch twice, and he struck out swinging. Wingate with 2 arms loosening up in the pen. You got Mitch Ferris on the right, and on the left, Sam Broderson, a couple of freshmen. First pitch low for a ball. Dula has been awfully strong in this start. Dula rocks and fires the 1-0. That's high for a ball, 2-0. He's had a nice day offensively. Jed Bryant carrying the lumber for Wingate with a 3-hit day and 3 RBI. The 2-0. High and tight for ball 3. 3-0 to Zachary Bale. Bale's been aboard twice, yet to score a run. Works with the bases empty and 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Wingate ahead 9-2. The 3-0. Right down Broadway. There's a strike from Dula. 3-1. All SAC pitcher with a performance befitting those honors as Dula was presented his hardware prior to this game in the league's annual trophy ceremony. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a line drive, foul back and out of play. That'll load the count at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. A 9-2 lead for Wingate in the bottom of the 7th, and Newberry running out of outs with a 7-run deficit to make up. Dula rocks and fires the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. K number 9 for Hunter Dula. He's up to 61 on the season. Dula on the cusp of double-digit Ks for the 3rd time this season as he gets Bales to whiff, and now Luke Orr to the plate. 0 for 2. Ground out, strikeout, sack, bunt. Base is empty, bottom of the 7th. Dula deals, and Orr flashes it foul to the left. 0-1. Dula struck out 10 against Carson-Newman in 7 innings on March 27th. He fanned 13 at LR on April 3rd in 7 innings. The pitch, cued foul, 0-2. So Dula, if he gets this out, it would match his deepest start of the season, and he's gone that deep, and he would have gone that deep in 4 consecutive games if he can get the final out of this frame. The 0-2. Just low. McNeely trying to frame it up to no avail. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Base is empty for the Wolves in the bottom of the 7th. 9-2. Wingate with the lead thanks to a 5-run top of the 6th. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a tapper foul back to the backstop. Do it again. A ball and 2 strikes. Dula at 116 pitches now. And I would presume that you'll see either Ferris or Broderson when the Bulldogs take the field defensively in the 8th. Can't imagine Dula goes back out there hovering around 120 pitches. Here's the 1-2. That bounces in the dirt. Blocked well by McNeely. Not that he's contending with issues on the base paths, and it's 2-2. Dula sights the sign and rocks and fires the 2-2. Breaking ball hung high, and that loads the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. His 119th pitch of the contest. On hold. Dula. The payoff pitch to the plate. Swing and a bouncer to the right side. Knocked down by the first baseman, McKay. It ricochets into the hole at second. No play. And Orr safely aboard. Tough play to make for McKay at first. But call it an E1. And Wingate makes it second error of the day. So the inning extended for the Wolves and Jack Harris. And that may just be the end of the road for Hunter Dula. Dusty White out from the dugout. Wingate's 6'10" pitching coach. Looks like he could take the rubber himself if he needed to. Of course, he did at UNC Charlotte back in the day. Before finishing for with the Bulldogs in 2010. Member of the Bulldogs SAC title team that year. And White going to leave Dula in for the moment. You do have Ferris and Broderson getting warm. They've been getting warm for about an inning. And I would presume that if Dula doesn't get Harris, you probably do make that call to the pen. He struck out Harris twice, and Harris has reached on an error. 0 for 3 against him today. First pitch bounces in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. 9-2 Wingate, bottom of the 7th inning. And Newberry just didn't need a base runners. They've got one thanks to the error. Dula. The 1-0. on the outside edge for a strike. It's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Bottom of the 7th inning of a 9-2 ball game in favor of the Bulldogs. 2 in the 2nd, 2 in the 5th, 5 in the 6th for Wingate. Dula, the 1-1. On the outside edge for a strike. Dula in the driver's seat again at a ball and 2 strikes on his 122nd pitch. Talking about the great performances in this one. Coker's Mitchell fired an 8-inning gem last night in the win for the Cobras over Lenore Rhine. 4 hits, 1 run allowed. Pitch stays high for ball 2, 2-2. You got Mitchell, Braden Coe from Carson-Newman, and Brian Ketchy from Catawba, who have all delivered dynamite pitching performances in this tournament. Now to go along with what Hunter Dula's doing for Wingate. The 2-2 stays high. That loads the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Dula hopes his 125th pitch is good enough to get Jack Harris. Struck out, lands down and bails to start off this inning, then Orr reached on an error. Inning should be over. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 on a pitch in the dirt. Strikeout completed when McNeely tags out Harris. Dula, what a day. 10 punch-outs. Double-digit Ks for Hunter Dula, the all-SAC performer. For the 3rd time this season, Wingate carries a 9-2 lead to the 8th. This is the Pilot Flying J SAC Baseball Championships on SAC Live.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Wingate with a 9-2 lead in hand, and the Bulldogs to bat twice more as we come to the top of the 8th with Guy, Mellett, and Dansky set to appear for the Bulldogs against Devin Makovsky, the 4th pitcher of the day for Newberry, and he starts off his 2nd inning of work with a ball to Justin Guy, 1-0. Guy has been aboard all 3 times he's come to the plate today. 9-hole hitter has brought his average up to 256 on the year with his multi-hit day. He puts this one into play to right center field. A bit of a run for the center fielder, Terrence, who settles under it in the alleyway to retire Guy for the first time on the F8. So 4 in a row retired by Devin Makovsky out of the pen. Doing what he can to keep the deficit at 7. As the lineup turns back to the top of the order for McCann Mellett. Mellett been aboard 3 times today. He takes the first pitch strike, 0-1. And he's been aboard all 3 times via a walk. Started out his day with a strikeout, walked on 4 pitches in the second and scored a run with the bases loaded. Worked a 4-pitch walk in the 5th, or 5-pitch walk in the 5th, pardon me. This pitch is squared up foul off of first, 0-2. And then in the 6th, worked a 7-pitch base on balls. 5th and 6th innings, he came around to score both times. 9 runs off of 8 hits for Wingate. 2 errors and 5 left. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors, 7 left for the Wolves. The 0-2. Swing and a blooper into shallow left field. The shortstop, Allman, takes charge and camps under it to put away Mellon. 2 up, 2 down. And that sends Michael Dansky to the plate. Dansky, hitless on the day, 0 for 2 officially, but he has driven in a run thanks to the time he got plunked with the bases loaded in the 6th. Part of that 5-run frame of the Bulldogs. Swings at the first pitch, a little soft flare into shallow right field along the line. That'll drop in. 2-out base hit for Michael Dansky, and the first batter to reach against Devin Makovsky. Ninth hit of the day for the Bulldogs. And Logan McNeely, the catcher, comes up. 0 for 2 on the day, but with 2 RBI. Sack flies his last 2 plate appearances to left into center. He's also struck out and flied out to right. When he's made contact, he's sent it to the outfield, but right in the sights of Newberry defenders who are way back on Logan McNeely. Pitch in the dirt, gets away from the catcher Clements, and Dansky takes second base. Wait confirmation, wild pitcher pass ball. Thought it was in the dirt for a wild pitch, and indeed that is how it is ruled. So the wild pitch moves Dansky into scoring position. And McNeely with an RBI opportunity here. Wingate started slow with their situational hitting and runners in scoring position. Here's the 1-0. On the outside edge for a strike. It's 1-1, pardon me, to Logan McNeely. Bulldogs, one of their first 4 with runners on second or third. They've gotten hits 3 out of the last 4 times batters have come to the plate with a runner on second or third. The 1-1. Swing and a flare. Foul ground, first base side. That's off the netting. 1-2. That hit somebody in the dugout. Or was that just Orr sliding in, trying to make a play? One and 2 to McNeely. 2 outs. Runner on second, Dansky. Makovsky trying to get through the frame with no further damage done after the single down the right field line from Dansky. The pitch bounces in the dirt for ball 2, 2-2. Newberry with no action in its pen. Joe LaFiora got the start, went 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. Then Jonathan White came out of the pen and didn't record an out. 3 hits, walked a batter, gave up 4 runs, all earned, before Bryce Peterson pitched an inning with a hit and a run. That was a part of that 5-run 6th. The pitch slashed into right center field. That'll get down for a base hit. Over to cut it off is Harris. Scooting around third and scoring standing is Dansky. It's an RBI single for Logan McNeely. His third RBI of the day. And the Bulldogs 10 runs off of 10 hits. They're up 8 runs in the top of the 8th. Solid piece of hitting by Logan McNeely, going backside. And Wingate yet again delivers with a runner in scoring position. 5th hit of the day with a runner on second and third. Second or third, I should say. 10-2 Bulldogs. Wingate's offense started slow, but has really come to life here in the later stages of this game after La Fiora got chased. First pitch to Jed Bryant is swung on and missed for a strike. Bryant has been really hard out for Newberry. Back-to-back RBI singles, both to the left field for Jed Bryant. Not to mention the moonshot, that one hop to the scoreboard and left. Kovsky, the 0-1. Bryant laces to left center. Playing back on it wisely was Terrence, but he still has to hop on his horse and giddy up in the left center field alleyway to chase down that one as Bryant lines out to end the inning. But a Logan McNeely RBI single to right center field stretches the Wingate lead to 10-2. Bottom of the 8th. Upcoming with Bauer, Allman, and Butler to the bat rack for the Wolves here on SAC Live.
Tasha, did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and a whole lot more? So what are you waiting for? Hip-hop group tag team to help you plan dessert?
Fresh vanilla, rocky road, chocolate peanut butter cookie dough. Scoop that is, scoop that is, scoop that is, scoop that is, scoop shakalaka, 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 shaka, scoop shakalaka, shakalaka, shakalaka.
Geico. Switch today and see all the ways you could save.
Well, Hunter Dula's day is done. 7 innings of sensational work for the All-SAC performer. Gives up 5 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, walked 2, and got double-digit punch-outs for the 3rd time this season. Struck out the side in 2 innings, and Hunter Dula's day done after a performance where he was really in fine fettle. And he gives way to Mitch Ferris, freshman left-hand pitcher, enters for the Bulldogs. 27 2/3 innings of work with a 3.90 ERA. And hasn't fared all that great against lefties. 3.33 average there. He'll start out against a lefty with Aiden Bauer, who singled, walked, and grounded out to second. First pitch from the freshman left southpaw is in there for a strike, 0-1. 10 runs off of 10 hits for Wingate. And they've pretty much all been singles. Certainly taking advantage of free bases as well. Here's the 0-1. Bounces in the dirt for a ball, 1-1. And credit, too, to McNeely behind the plate. He has really kept Newberry's ground game at bay. 3rd in the country in stolen bases. Just 1 swipe on the day. That was Zachary Bales, who led off the game and stole second. That's it. 1-1. Blowing away for a ball, 2-1. And, of course, it helps that Hunter Dula really didn't allow many base runners to reach. Granted, when they did, Newberry did what it does, and that's sacrifice runners over. A couple sack bunts on the day, but not a lot of opportunities for Russ Triplett's club. That pitch rides in for a strike, 2-2 to Bauer. 2 balls and 2 strikes. to the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the 8th. Wingate in the driver's seat at 10-2 over the Wolves. This result holds, and barring a comeback of epic proportions, there is a swing and a bouncer up the first base line. Racing over is the pitcher Ferris. Makes the backhand grab and takes it to the bag himself. So some athleticism showcased by Aiden Bauer, or by Mitch Ferris, pardon me, who puts away Bauer, one unassisted. Racing over, stoops down to make the backhand grab, and easily wins the race to first. So one away, and Colin Allman to the plate. Multi-hit effort for Allman with a pair of singles, sandwiched around a strikeout looking. Ferris pitches on the outer half for a strike. It's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. A 10-2 lead for Wingate here in the bottom of the 8th. 2 in the 2nd, 2 in the 5th, 5 in the 6th, and 1 in the top of the 8th for the Bulldogs. The pitch on the outside edge for a strike, and it's 0-2 to Allman. Outfield shimmies a smidge to the left for the Bulldogs. Infield playing back. Corners guard the lines. The 0-2. Called strike 3, outer half. Allman down on 3 straight pitches. And quickly 2 away. Newberry with 4 outs to make up an 8-run deficit. Allman just frozen on a pitch above the knees. And now Nick Butler to the plate. And Wingate has done a good job of keeping him off the base paths. SAC's leader in stolen bases takes load away for ball 1 to begin plate appearance number 4. He has walked, struck out, and flown out to right. Ferris from the first base side of the rubber brings the 1-0 to the plate and bounces 3 feet in front of home plate, 2-0. Wingate with some milling around in its pin on the right field line. But no arms actively getting loose. Sam Broderson was warming up earlier. Here's the 2-0. Swing and a bouncer foul off of third. 2-1 to Butler. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. In a 10-2 ball game in the bottom of the 8th. Had a look there at Broderson, who was adjusting his belt off of the right field bullpen for the Bulldogs, the 2-1. Swing and a liner through the wickets of Mellon at second. It rolls on into right, and that's the 3rd error of the day for Wingate's defense. This one, E4. And Newberry has a 2-out base runner. Butler just shot at 5-hole on Mellon. And the Wolves bring in a pinch hitter. Kenny Bergman gets a look. First pitch in there for a ball, 1-0. Well, Newberry has something, and that's a base runner. Granted, they need a lot more here in the bottom of the 8th. Down 10-2 with 2 out. Ferris, the lefty, works from the stretch and delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Mitch Ferris saw an inning and 2/3 action for the Bulldogs in the regular season finale. The 1-1 fouled back and out of play. 1-2. Gave up a hit to Lander. Walked 1, struck out 1. He's been used for an inning or two out of the pen here of late. Got a start. Went 4 1/3 innings against Carson-Newman back on March 26th. Gave up 8 hits and 7 runs. Ferris, the 1-2. Bounces it in the dirt, 2-2. But used primarily in relief here late. Did start against Anderson back on April 11th. Worked in a third of an inning, gave up 2 hits and 2 runs, 2 walks before getting yanked. And a 13-12 win for the Trojans. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a 2-hopper to short. Scooped up by Simpson. He'll crank it to first in time to McKay to finish off the frame with a 6-3 putout. So the Wolves get a runner on an error, but can't do anything with them. Wolves strand a runner. 10-2. Wingate carries a big lead to the 9th. Trying to dust off a W and move on to the winner's bracket over the Wolves here on SAC Live.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela burns it. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org/opportunity.
Dear college sports,
there's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
New pitcher for Newberry is number 22, Jacob Jeffcoat. And a new position player for the Wolves is Bergman, who pinch hit in the last inning. He comes into play behind the plate for Newberry. So new pitcher is Jacob Jeffcoat. Senior right-hander is 0-2 with a 12.1 ERA. And he takes the place of Devin Makovsky, who was quality in 2 innings of work. Gave up a run off of 2 hits. No walks and 2 strikeouts. So Garrett Christopher will lead things off for the Bulldogs. 1 for 4 on the day with a single, 2 groundouts, and a double play. First pitch is in the dirt from Jeffcoat, 1-0. Jeffcoat. The 1-0 in the dirt for a ball, 2-0. Jeffcoat, 9 2/3 innings of work, and righties have done a lot of damage against him. 429 against right-hand hitters. Right-hand pitcher deals the 2-0. That's laced to right, but right at Harris. And Christopher lines out for out number 1 at the top of the 9th. That was hit hard by Garrett Christopher, but textbook hit right at an opposing player. You put that in the alleyway, you got extra bases. Cameron Caraway comes up with an 0 for 2 performance thus far, but he's walked twice. First pitch from Jeffcoat, grinds in for a strike, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The 0-1. Misses off the plate away for a ball, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 10-2 lead for Wingate here in the top of the 9th. The pitch swung on and missed, and Caraway's behind at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Wingate with double-digit runs for the 14th time this season, double-digit hits for the 13th time. Bulldogs offense has been on point, especially in the latter stages. The pitch low to Caraway, 2-2. Really, ever since Wingate was able to chase Joe LaFiora from the game, the Bulldogs certainly have done damage to the Wolves' bullpen. Here's the 2-2. Tapped foul to the netting behind home plate. Do it again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. LaFiora gave up 4 hits and 4 runs, all earned. The Pen has given up 6 hits and 6 runs, all earned in 3 and now a third innings of work. The 2-2. Swinging a bouncer, foul off of third. Second hop took it wide of the bag. Was going to be a tough play for Bauer at the hot corner to make. Instead, Caraway has to retreat back to the dish and do another 2-2 pitch. Bases empty, top of the 9th of a 10-2 ball game. In a game that is now 3 hours and 2 minutes old. The 2-2. Swing and a laser beam back up the middle. Base hit for Cameron Caraway. First hit of the day for him. One out base runner for the Bulldogs, with Andrew McKay to the plate. McKay has struck out twice, flied out to left, and singled to right on a blooper down the right field line. First pitch, grounded weakly to short. Scooped up by Allman. He'll go the short route to second to Lansdowne to get the lead runner Caraway. He's retired 6-4. McKay reaches on the fielder's choice, and there's 2 away. That ball's hit much harder. It's a textbook double play ball, and Allman stayed back on it and was able to beat the sliding Caraway to the second base bag. Now comes Simpson, who takes the first pitch, strike, 0-1. Simpson, 1 for 4, with a run scored and an RBI on a screaming single to right center. The 0-1. Check swing. Doesn't matter. It's in there for a strike. 0-2 to Carson-Simpson. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 10-2. Wingate leading, top of the 9th inning. Bulldogs have scored 8 unanswered. Runner on the move. Swing and a foul tip back to the netting. Do it again at 0-2. Wingate has taken advantage of its opportunities. When the Bulldogs have had base runners, they brought them home. 5 for 9 with runners in scoring position on the day for Wingate. 6 for 13 with runners on base. The 0-2. Nice pitch, barely misses outside. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on first is Andrew McKay after he reached on a fielder's choice. The 1-2. Swing and a chopper to third. Staying back on it is the third baseman, Bauer. Throw to first. Bang, bang, in time to get Simpson 5-3. So the Bulldogs unable to play add-on anymore, as Bauer really had to stay back on that one and made a great on-target throw, bouncing it to first to retire the runner. New pitcher for the Bulldogs, looking to close up shop in the bottom of the ninth. A 10-2 ball game. Back after this on SAC Live.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela burns it. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org/opportunity.
Wingate looking to close up shop on a 10-2 win and move on in the winner's bracket over the Newberry Wolves. So the Bulldogs, barring some massive comeback, will get Carson-Newman tomorrow in the nightcap, while the Wolves will face elimination against Catawba, who is in the winner's bracket. Bulldogs, another call to the bullpen. Sam Broderson is out of the bullpen to pitch for Wingate. 14 1/3 innings of work with a win, a loss, and a save, and a 3.14 ERA. 21 punch-outs against 7 walks. And this one likely on Broderson to finish. Face Terrence Lansdowne and Bales. At least that's who's scheduled to appear for Newberry, down by 8 runs in the bottom of the ninth. Broderson rocks and fires, and a cue shot foul, 0-1. Removes the, no save opportunity for Ferris. He only works an inning. Forgot that Dula did fire the 7th frame in his 7-inning start. 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 2 walks, double-digit strikeouts for the 3rd time this season. The 0-1. Fouled back to the netting, 0-2. Well, the recipe for Newberry right now, you just need base runners. Any way that you can get them. 3 outs to make up an 8-run deficit. Certainly easier said than done. Wingate shifted around to the right in the outfield. The 0-2. Breaking pitch skied off of first, in foul ground, turning out of play and into the first row of the bleachers. One hops its way back to the rear of the chairbacks. And that gentleman. Flannel, good choice. Got himself a nice souvenir. It's a chilly day. Remember the tournament 4 years or so ago, temperatures for these games, even in the night, were in the 80s and 90s. It's been crisp, cool, been nice. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 12th strikeout of the day by Wingate's pitching staff. Terrence down on strikes. 1 out for Dalton Lansdowne. Lansdowne, the producer of one of Newberry's 2 runs. Pardon me. Pinch hitter. It'll be Tanner Lane in place of Lansdowne. So Lane looking for his first hit in his 4th at-bat of the season. And he swings and misses at a first pitch. 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases emptied for the Wolves in the bottom of the ninth, down by 8 runs. The 0-1. Bounces in there for a ball. It's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. The pitch to Lane. Swung on and fouled back. It's 1-2. Wingate, with this victory, gets to square off with Carson-Newman in the nightcap tomorrow. Bulldogs swept the season series with the Eagles back in the final weekend of play in March, the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back Ks in relief for Sam Broderson. And there's 2 away in the bottom of the 9th as the lineup turns back to the top of the order. And another pinch hitter for the Wolves, Bo Thompson. So Bo Thompson will hit in place of Zachary Bales, who will finish his day 0 for 2. Aboard twice, though, with 2 hit by pitches. Thompson hitting .222 for the year with 4 hits and 18 ABs. First pitch is on the outer half for a strike, 0-1. Well, what a day for Jeff Gregory and his pitching staff. 13 strikeouts between Hunter Dula, Mitch Ferris, and Sam Broderson on the day. And you didn't even have to throw. Pitch in there for a strike. It's 0-2. You didn't even have to throw your all-conference reliever, Brody McCullough. So he should be rested and ready for tomorrow's action, should the Bulldogs need him against Carson-Newman, presuming this result holds. The 0-2. Called strike 3, outer half. Ball game over. Bulldogs win. Sam Broderson strikes out the side in relief and erases what little doubt was left. Bulldogs prevail 10-2 over the Wolves, and Wingate advances in the winner's bracket. The Bulldogs will play Carson-Newman tomorrow. Scheduled start time of that one is 6:45 p.m., while the Wolves drop into the loser's bracket and will face elimination at 2:45 against Catawba. There's the final strike of the game, a called strike 3 on Thompson, as Broderson fans him to finish it off. Bulldogs prevail 10-2. Hunter Dula gets the win. He improves to 6-1 on the year, while Joe LaFiora takes the loss to drop to 2-2. Post-game reports headed your way. Actually, we'll hold on for a moment as Jeff Gregory gets into position. And we welcome in the head coach of the Wingate Bulldogs, Jeff Gregory. Jeff, what a pitching performance.
Yeah.
By your entire crew. You get a great start by Hunter Dula, but Mitch Ferris and Sam Broderson equally stellar in relief. 13 strikeouts by your staff on the day. What did you see from your hurlers?
Well, it took a couple innings, I think, for Hunter to be able to settle in, and once he did, he just was pounding the zone, and he had a couple of tough innings where he had to work out of it. You saw him dig a little bit deep when he needed to and make some good pitches, and then obviously the bullpen came in and did what they needed to do to be able to hold him at bay.
How proud are you of that response? Second inning, Newberry scrapes across 2, but a team that is very dangerous on the base paths. You just kept them off the base paths.
Yeah, well, I mean, they are very dangerous, and they can do a lot of things against you, and the only way to be able to kind of hold it at bay is you got to keep them off the base paths because they can create a lot of action. We did make it a little bit tough on ourselves. There was a couple innings there where he didn't get the leadoff guy out, and that kind of puts them in their offense of what they can do. But then we started kind of being able to get the leadoff guy out. Then if we did get a leadoff guy on, we were able to race it back in behind it, make some good quality pitches, and get some outs when we needed to.
offensively started slow as well. You were 1 for your first 5 with runners in scoring position, but you finished 5 for 9. What about the effort at the plate? Elite situational hitting late in the game.
Yeah, and they did a good job. We just needed to settle in the first game of the tournament. We've been off for quite a while now. We haven't played in about a little over a week, and so just kind of knew they just needed to be able to settle in the game. And once they did, they were able to kind of put together some good quality at bats. We had some big knocks with guys in scoring position, and we had some 2-strike hits and some 2-out hits that really kind of kept some innings going for us.
You turn your attention to a team that you swept in the regular season, Carson-Newman in the winner's bracket. How do you build on this one? A game where it was pretty clean, save for 3 errors.
Well, we got to be good again tomorrow. I mean, Carson-Newman's playing very well. I mean, it doesn't really matter kind of what you've done in the regular season because this is a whole different ball game at this point in time. So we got to come out and be able to do the same thing, kind of work pitch to pitch on everything that we're doing and make sure we go as clean as we possibly can and give us a chance to be able to hopefully win a ball game tomorrow.
All right, Jeff Gregory, thanks for the time. Congrats on a big 10-2 win over the Newberry Wolves.
Thank you so much.
That is Wingate head coach Jeff Gregory. Get a look at the final line scores as 10 runs off of 11 hits for the Bulldogs, while Newberry gets 2 runs off of 5 hits. Duel of the win, La Fiora the loss. All right, Adam Cavalier alongside Wingate left fielder Jed Bryant. Jed, a dandy of a day at the plate, 3 for 5, a dinger, 3 driven in. Let's break down the home run. Second inning, no score, and you tank a 1-2 pitch out of the park. What happened?
I can't hear him.
And Jed has lost his ability to hear us. So we're going to step aside for a break, and we'll get that situated. Come back with Jed Bryant here in a moment on SAC Live.
What defines a truly distinguished university? Visionary leadership, innovative teaching and learning, compelling evidence of success, a flexible learning environment. These are the traits that have made Anderson University one of 200 schools in the world to be chosen as an Apple School of Distinction. Anderson University, knowledge for the journey.
You're right. That's a 5th floor problem.
Not in my house. No. Not today.
Jimmy, how happy are folks who save hundreds of dollars switching to Geico?
Happier than Dikembe Mutombo blocking a shot.
Nice.
Get happy. Get Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Dear college sports,
there's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, We see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
Catawba College is a story of transformation. It's a place where students' creativity is fostered, a place of inspiration to go beyond the classroom, a place of belonging no matter who you are. Mentorships, a broad curriculum, and hands-on experiences prepare students for employment and a lifetime of learning. At Catawba, you begin as you are and transform with your interests and experiences. We're Catawba, and we have a good story to tell.
All right, back at Smokies Stadium as Jed Bryant joins the show. Jed, 3 for 5, home run, 3 driven in. Let's start with your first at-bat of the day, the dinger, which one hopped the scoreboard and left. What did you see on a 1-2 pitch that you poked out of the park?
Oh, yeah, just got the head out, really, and just let it fly.
Your day at the plate, 3 for 5, a couple of singles. This was a game where Wingate's offense started slowly, but elite with runners in scoring position, 5 for 9 on the day. How did you guys as a team approach 5 different pitchers that you had to face off today from Newberry?
Yeah, we just got in there and just, hit a little bit and get in there and grind with 2 strikes especially. So, just keep it simple, really.
You get to turn your attention to a team that you swept earlier this year in Carson-Newman. Didn't play clean at all times today with 3 errors. Is that the focus for improvement as you advance in the winner's bracket to face the Eagles tomorrow?
Yeah, definitely a big focus. Just taking care of the baseball. You play without errors and hit a little bit, you're going to win ball games especially.
What kind of confidence does it provide for you and for your teammates at the plate when you get a pitching performance like you did today from Hunter Dula, not to mention Ferris and Broderson out of the pen?
Yeah, we got confidence all the guys. So, we know they're going to go out and throw the ball well and fill it up. All we got to do is hit a little bit, and we'll be good to go, really.
All right, Jed Bryant, thanks for the time. Congrats on a win and a 3-hit day.
Thank you.
That is outfielder Jed Bryant, and there is your look at the bracket. Wingate on to face Carson-Newman in the nightcap tomorrow. With the 10-8 win or 10-2 win today, the 8-run win propels Wingate into the winner's bracket. Newberry will face elimination tomorrow at 2:45 p.m. It is an elimination game for Newberry. It is not for Catawba. The Indians, big winners, 12-0 over Coker earlier today. And then the final game tomorrow, an elimination game, starts things off at 11 a.m. between Coker and Tusculum. Hunter Dula, dynamite start for Wingate. He gets the win to improve to 6-1 on the air with his 3rd double-digit punch-out performance of the season. Jed Bryant, 3 for 5 with a home run and 3 batted in. Joe LaFiora, 5-inning start for Newberry. 4 strikeouts, but also 4 runs across. He takes the loss to drop to 2-2, spoiling a multi-hit effort for Colin Allman for the Newberry Wolves. We are back at it tomorrow at 11 a.m. in Game 6 of the Pilot Flying J South Atlantic Conference Baseball Championships. For our entire crew today, Michael Watrang, who had the call on air for the first 2, our official score for the nightcap, and our broadcast crew director tonight, Richard Martin, our replay operator, Danielle Whaley, graphics technician, Brian White, and our camera crew, Danny Wazorek, Helen Rader, and Zach Tellup. I'm Adam Cavalier. Thanks for joining us all day long here at the 2021 Pilot Flying J SAC Baseball Championships. We'll talk to you tomorrow. You're on SAC Live.